This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
The Los Angeles Dodgers faced the San Francisco Giants at Candlestick Park for a Sunday afternoon game on July 20th, 1969. Los Angeles entered this game tied for first place with the Braves in the NL West with a 53-40 record. They were managed by Walt Alston in his 16th season as skipper of the Dodgers. San Francisco was also in the mix in the National League West, just a game behind the Braves and Dodgers. They were managed by Clyde King, who was in his first year after taking over the job from Herman Franks. This audio recording is from the Los Angeles radio broadcast featuring announcers Vin Scully and Jerry Doggett.
Well, hi, everyone. This is Jerry Doggett along with Vin Scully. Here we are at Candlestick Park for the game between the Dodgers and the Giants. In Candlestick Park today, the Dodgers and the Giants will play the fourth game of the series. And in a short time, the crew from Apollo 11 will arrive on the moon, and we'll have bulletins and stories on that as it does take place here this afternoon. So certainly a momentous occasion in our world history, and we will bring it to you as it occurs. Today, it will be Claude Osteen trying to get the Dodgers even in the series, and Gaylord Perry going for the Giants. Perry 11-7 on the year, and Osteen has a record of 12-7 on the year. Claude against the Giants, no record this year, 4-8 lifetime. Perry against the Dodgers, no record this year, and 6-5 lifetime. Now the batting orders for the game today here at Candlestick Park. Maury Wills will be at shortstop. Manny Mota in center field. Willie Crawford batting third and playing left field. Wes Parker will be at first base batting fourth. Len Gabrielson in right field. Tom Haller will be the catcher. Bill Sudeikis at third. Ted Sizemore at second base. And Claude Osteen will be the pitcher. For the Giants, Bobby Bonds in right field. Ron Hunt will bat second and play second base. In center field, Willie Mays. Willie McCovey will bat fourth and play first base. Jim Davenport is the third baseman. Kenny Henderson in left field. Hal Lanier at shortstop. Bob Barton will be the catcher. And Gaylord Perry to do the pitching. Perry 11-7. 6-5 against the Dodgers lifetime, and no record this year. Osteen 4-8 against the Giants lifetime. Started against the Giants on July the 12th. And the Dodgers won the ball game. Osteen was 9 innings and had 10 strikeouts, his high of the year. The Dodgers won that game 3-2 in 14 innings, but Claude was not involved in the decision. Perry started against the Dodgers on July the 11th. In the game, the Dodgers won 6-4. Perry worked 8 innings and allowed 9 hits. So Gaylord Perry, big tall right-hander, working on the mound for the Giants, and Claude Osteen for the Dodgers. The umpires will be Vargo at the plate, Olson, Pelosi, and Barlick on the base paths. And the National League pennant race now is really locked up tight. The Atlanta Braves are beaten last night by Joe Niekro and the San Diego Padres. So the Dodgers go into today's action with a 3 percentage point lead over Atlanta, with San Francisco third, 1 game back, and Cincinnati in fourth, 3 games back. And on the scoreboard, it is 3-2, Montreal leading the New York Mets in the first game of a doubleheader, and Montreal stung the Mets yesterday when they had a chance to gain some valuable ground on the Chicago Cubs. And the Cubs are leading 1-0 over Philadelphia in the 9th inning, with Jenkins going against Jackson. That's the first game of the doubleheader. It was the final score now in. Chicago winning 1-0. In the second game, Selma goes against the champions. So the Mets are down 3-2 in the 9th. And the Cubs have won their game from Philadelphia. Rain has hit parts of the East. St. Louis at Pittsburgh rained out. Houston at Cincinnati, a doubleheader postponed because of rain. Boy, that's a blow. Rain out a doubleheader. And now the Giants take the field here at Candlestick. Atlanta is leading San Diego 5-0. And they're in the bottom of the fifth inning now at Atlanta. The American League scores. Oakland and California doubleheader later on. Minnesota, Seattle a little later. It is 5-4. Kansas City over Chicago in the first of two. And 3-2 Detroit over Cleveland in the first of two in the eighth inning. Washington 2, New York 2, and they're in the fifth inning. Underway in a moment. Now our national anthem. On the mound now, Gaylord Perry warming up. We have a nice crowd on hand here at Candlestick Park. The crowd yesterday was 26,000. It should be around those figures again for today's game. Bright sunshiny skies. The wind has begun to blow a little earlier today than yesterday. But it should be a nice day for the game. Good crowd. Perry warming up with Barton. The series now stands 2 for the Giants and 1 for the Dodgers. The last 5 games between these two clubs have been decided by 1 run. And the Giants have won 3 of those games. The Giants lead the season series 7-4, and they lead here at Candlestick Park 3-2. So the Dodgers have always had problems in this park. Now hope to get their work for the year all even up here, and then they'll come back in September for another 3-game series. For the Dodgers, Wills, Mota, Crawford, Parker, Haller, Sadeka, Sizemore, and Osteen. Willie Davis had not arrived at the park a half hour ago. He had been confined to the hospital overnight for observation, so apparently he was not released early from the hospital. Willie was, in case you missed it yesterday, hit on the back of the head on the batting helmet on a pitch by Juan Marichal and had to go to the hospital for observation, but the reports were that he was okay. All right, Maury Wills stepping in, and it's time to play ball. Gaylord Perry to the windup, and the first pitch swung at a bouncing ball to the left side in the hole at Lanier. The long throw, not in time, and Wills beats it out for a base hit. So Wills chops one to the left side, and shortstop Lanier couldn't make the play in time. So Maury is on to start it off here for the Dodgers in the first inning. Boy, Maury now is just safely in 14 straight games. Manny Mota coming up. Manny has a .353 batting average, 3 home runs, and 18 runs batted in. So Manny Mota now with Maury Wills on at first base against right-hander Gaylord Perry. 11 wins, 7 losses, earned run average of .264. Perry checking signs with catcher Bob Barton. Davenport is in at third base. Wills at first base. And Manny Mota waiting now at the plate. Here's Perry's look in the pitch. Mota around the bunt takes a strike. The plate umpire is Vargo with Olson, Colosi, and Barlick on the base paths. 0-1 to Manny. Mota hitting .353, and as a Dodger hitting .379. Perry again out of a stretch. The pitch to Mota, swung at a fly ball along the right field line, down in the corner, and it's going to go foul ball. Bobby Bonds is playing in right field today, with Mays back in the lineup. This is the first game that Mays has started in the series. Henderson has moved into left field. Mays in center, and Bonds is playing in right. Strike two count to Manny Mota. Willie Crawford on deck. First inning, the Dodgers send Osteen today against the Giants. Now the pitch on the way to Manny. High for a ball, and it is 1-2. Manny held up, started to go after a high inside pitch, and then fell away. Final score, Montreal beats the New York Mets 3-2, as Wazlewski beat Gentry. The Cubs won their first game 1-0. So the Mets, who had a great chance, have lost two straight to Montreal. High over his head, and down goes Mota. Ball 2-2. So Manny down and under a high fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mota backs out a moment. Wills on first base, opened up with an infield hit to shortstop. Now the look in the stretch. And runner goes, pitch swung on, fouled away. So Mota fouls it off to the right, way down on the stands. And Wills will turn and come back now. Maury has stolen 22 bases for the year, 7 as a Dodger. As a Dodger, he's 7 out of 9. For the whole year, 22 out of 30. So the last game before the All-Star break. And a lot going on in this National League West. 3 teams within the game. All right, it is a 2-2 count, and the pitch to Mota. Outside, ball 3. 3-2. Barton thought he had a strike. Somebody hollered out of the Giant bench, and Fargo pointed a finger over there. All right, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Manny Mota waiting. On at first base, Wills. We'll see if he goes now on a 3-2 pitch. Perry checking signs. Again out of a stretch. McCovey holds him on. The look, and he goes. Pitch pulling it. Hit the right field along the line. It's going to be in there for a base hit. Going off in the foul territory in the corner now. Wills is at third. The ball is at the fence. Mota's at second. Wills has scored. Here's a throw across the third base, and it is too late. It's a triple for Mota. So Manny Mota on a 3-2 pitch. Lines one in the right field corner to drive home Maury, Wills, and give the Dodgers a 1-0 lead here with nobody out in the first inning. So Mota right down the line with that one, all the way into the corner. As soon as the ball hit fair, it began to bounce away. And down into the corner, Bobby Bonds had to retrieve against the fence. So a run is in. Manny Mota at third base, and Willie Crawford the batter. Willie batting .263 with 8 home runs and 30 runs batted in. So the Dodgers jump off to the lead here on a single and a triple. And Crawford now trying to increase the lead as Perry goes out of a stretch. The pitch to Willie, foul back, and it is strike 1. He got a fastball in on the hand. This has been quite a series here, 14-13, 3-2, and 5-4 for the 3 games in this set. And of course, they had 2 one-run ball games to conclude the series last weekend in the Dodger Stadium. Now the 0-1 pitch to Crawford. Taken high for a ball, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Manny Mota at third base. For Manny, that is his second triple and his first as a Dodger. He's had 3 home runs. Here's the pitch. Crawford swings late, misses. Strike 2, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. On deck, Wes Parker. Nobody out, a man at third base, and a run in. Gaylord Perry working to Willie Crawford. Now the pitch. Swung on a ground ball to the left side. Davenport up with it, holds the runner, throws to first in time. Crawford is out, and Mota has to hold on. Had Crawford hit the ball to the shortstop of the second baseman, the Giants were in position to concede the run. But he hit it to third, so Mota had to hold, and here's Parker coming up now. Parker with 51 runs batted in. He and Andy Costco are tied for the team lead in RBIs. Parker has 12 home runs. So here's Parker now waiting with a runner at third base. And now the right side of the infield is up a bit, and they're going to bring Henderson in a little in left field. Pitch to Parker, hit down the third baseline, foul ball. So he bounced one just outside the line. Strike one. Now the infield up a little more. We'll see how the Dodgers react to a ground ball. Mota might have to hold up a third on a ground ball. Giants play him in. McCovey at first. Hunt at second. Lanier at short. Davenport at third. A run in, a man out, and a man at third. Now again the stretch and the look. Perry ready, delivers to Parker. High for ball, and it is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Wes Parker. One count. Gabrielson on deck. Now Perry takes off a sign, checks, looks, and delivers to Parker. High and away for ball. 2-1 now to Parker. The Dodgers had several shots at Marichal yesterday, but in the late innings he was especially tough. In the 7th inning, he had the bases loaded with 1 out and kept the Dodgers from scoring another run. And that turned out to be the big difference in the game. Now 2-1 and the pitch on the way. Parker takes high again, ball 3. 3-1. So West started to go looking for a breaking ball, and it stayed up and away, so he held up. 3 balls, 1 strike with 1 man out. Once again, Parker waiting. Infield in, outfield straight away on West. 3-1 pitch is outside. He walked him. So Parker draws a walk to first from Perry, and here's Gabrielson coming up now. And we'll see if the Giants now drop back to double play depth. 1 away. Gabe hitting .287, 1 home run and 10 runs batted in. So Gabrielson up now as Hunt and Lanier drop back. So the infield goes back. There's a foul out of play. Gabrielson with a count of 1 strike. Now the look and the pitch on the way. Gabe takes inside around the 5s, and it is ball 1. 1-1 to Gabe. Parker on with a walk. Mota at third base. We're in the 1st inning, and the Dodgers lead the Giants 1-0. Gaylord Perry working. Now the look, check, and the pitch on the way. Pulling a ground ball to right field, a base hit. Here's the run in. Parker goes to second base and stops there. The Dodgers lead 2-0 on a ground single to right by Len Gabrielson. So the run is over, and the batter will be Tom Haller. All right, time called as Barton goes to the mound to have a talk with Gaylord Perry. As Tom Haller comes up, the Dodgers have Parker at second base, and at first base is Len Gabrielson. So Gabe singles on the ground to drive in the run. Here's the stretch now, the look and the pitch on the way. Swung and line to center, base hit. Hunt made a dive for it, couldn't get it. Parker's in to score. The Dodgers lead 3-0. As Tommy Haller lines one back to the middle. And the Dodgers have 3 runs in now, and Gabrielson stops at second base. So Wills, Mota, and Parker have scored. Gabrielson's at second base, and Haller is at first. All right, here's Bill Sudeikis at bat, hitting .225 with 4 home runs and 29 runs batted in. 3 runs in. The Dodgers have 2 on, and Perry now ready to work to Sudeikis with Ray Sadecki in the bullpen for San Francisco. Here's the look and the pitch. Bill takes high with the slider. 1 ball, no strike. So the Dodgers have jumped off to a 3-run lead here against Gaylord Perry. Infield hit by Wills, a triple by Mota, a ground up by Crawford, a walk to Parker, and singles by Gabrielson and Haller. Now again, the stretch and the look. Pitch on the way. A swing and a miss at a breaking pitch, and it is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike here in the 1st inning. All right, it's 1-1 with 1 out. And here's the look now, and the pitch on the way. Low for ball, and it's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. The game is in the first inning. Now again, Perry out of a stretch on the look. Sudeikis swings to the slider. Strike 2. 2-2 to Bill. Sizemore on deck. The Dodgers have 1 out, 2 on, and have scored 3 times here in the first inning. So Perry trying to weather the storm, and Sudeikis trying to keep it going now. Here's the look back, check of the runners, and the pitch to Bill. Inside around the knees, ball 3, and it's a 3-2 count. So a full count to Sudeikis. Three balls and 2 strikes. Now Perry ready to work again. Runner's edge off. Here's the look and the pitch. Bill hits a foul off third in the stand, just beyond the Dodger dugout. The count stays 3-2. All right, 3-2. Sudeikis waiting. Here's the look now, and the pitch on the way. Outside, ball 4. The Dodgers have loaded them up. And as Sudeikis walks to first base, the astronauts have landed on the moon. Boy, that's quite a moment in our history. Clyde King now goes out to the mound to talk to Perry. The second walk given up. The Dodgers have loaded the bases. Here's an announcement at Candlestick Park now, and we're going to send it to the PA system.
Airborne Colonel Edward Aldridge and Lieutenant Colonel Michael Collins have landed on the road at 1:15 p.m. Now to ask you to rise and offer a silent prayer of thanksgiving for their supreme achievement and a prayer for their safe return.
A moment of silence here at Candlestick Park in observance of the landing on the moon.
Thank you.
A great moment in our world history. Just accomplished by the 3 astronauts who have landed on the moon. 2 have landed, of course. We'll have further reports and details later on as we go through the afternoon. The pitch to Sizemore, high, ball 1. King was to the mound to talk to Gaylord Perry. The Dodgers have the bases loaded with 1 out, 3 runs in, and Sizemore up now, batting in the 8th spot in the order. Steady hitting .258. Has 26 runs batted in. Perry ready, the look and the pitch. Pulling a drive in the right center field. Barnes coming fast for the ball and makes the catch for the out. Gage tags and has to hold up as the throw comes through. So Sizemore out on a fly ball to Barnes in short right center. That's the second out and brings up Claude Osteen. So Sizemore's fly ball not deep enough to allow the Dodgers to try to send Gabe in. And here's Claude Osteen coming up. It'll be several hours, of course, before Armstrong comes out of the Eagle and walks on the moon, and that will come up sometime this evening. It'll be another great moment. Here is Osteen now, and the pitch on the way to Claude. Breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. He's the 8th, 9th batter of the inning, and the Dodgers have loaded him up, have 3 in and 2 out. Gabrielson, Haller, Sudeikis on base. And Gaylord Perry working now to Osteen. Dodgers' best hitting pitcher. Takes one inside for a ball, and the count is 1-1. Osteen is hitting .262. He has 8 runs batted in. He has 16 hits, 1 double. We're in the top of the first inning. Dodgers leading 3-0. And now Gaylord Perry. Now the look and the pitch. A swing and a miss. Strike two. Osteen had a good cut at that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. One, 2 count. Osteen waiting. 3 runs in, 3 men on, and 2 men out. Now again the look and the pitch on the way to Osteen. A swing and a foul coming up just above us, and it is still a 1 and 2 count. Must have been a good catch up there over our heads. So Osteen waiting with a 1 ball, 2 strike counter. For those of you whose attention has been diverted from the game to the moon landing for the past few minutes, we'll give you a recap on what's been happening here. With Osteen at bat, a 1 ball and 2 strike count with 2 outs. Pitch on the way. Half swing low for a ball, and it is 2 and 2. In the inning, Wills hit a bouncer to shortstop and beat it out for a base hit. Mota tripled to right field to get a run in. Crawford bounced out to third, and Mota had to hold. Parker walked. Gabrielson and Haller singled to get 2 runs in. Sudeikis walked to load the bases, and Sizemore flied to right. And Osteen is at bat now with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on a fly ball to center. Well hit. Mays going back on it. Still back. Turns and makes the catch. So Osteen drove it deep to center field, but Mays able to haul it down. And the Dodgers in the first inning showed 3 runs. There were 4 hits, and they left 3 men on. So the score at the end of 1 inning of play is 9 men back. The Dodgers 3 and the Giants coming up. All right, Claude Osteen stakes to a 3-run lead now as we go to play in the last half of the first inning. Osteen with a 12-7 record will pitch first to Bobby Bonds, Ron Hunt, and Willie Mays. The Dodgers missed a golden opportunity, of course, to really open it up. And they had the bases loaded with 1 out, but that's been the story here mainly in this series. Bases loaded situations with 1 out and then not able to get a run in on that play. So we'll see how big that turns out to be as we go to the bottom of the first inning. And Osteen, who was waiting a long time, actually about 25 minutes. The moon landing, of course, has just been accomplished as the lunar module landed at 1:18 on the moon surface, 1:18 Pacific time. And we're estimating, at least that's the estimate that we hear, that Armstrong will step out on the moon at around 11:18 tonight. So that may be changed a little bit. Here's Bobby Bonds waiting, and Osteen's pitch is a curve swung on a miss, strike 1. 0-1 the count to Bobby Bonds. Bonds batting .284, 20 home runs, 49 runs batted in. Osteen sets, delivers. Fastball is inside, and it is 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1. Bonds batting in the leadoff spot with Mays back in action. Curve is low and inside for a ball. Osteen was not involved in the decision his last start against the Giants. Now a 2-1 count as Claude goes into the windup and delivers to Bonds. A bouncing ball foul outside of third. Claude pitched last in Houston. He beat the Astros 3-2. Now the pitch. Fouled away as Bonds tried to check his swing from a breaking ball. All right, Osteen checking again. A 2-2 pitch on the way to Bobby Bonds. Curve is just inside, ball 3. 3-2. The Claude working to the leadoff band. The Dodgers had 3 runs in the first inning. With 4 base hits, there were 2 walks. 1 figured in the scoring. The walk to Parker, he scored. Sudeikis' walk was left on. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Curve swung on a miss, strike 3. And he pitched a little off on that one. Gains speed a bit, and down goes Bobby Bonds. Osteen has been on a bit of a strikeout kick. He had 10 against the Giants. That was his season high. And in that game at Houston, Osteen struck out 7. He has walked only 1 batter in his last 2 starts, and that was an intentional walk in the game against the Giants. Here's Ron Hunt at bat now. Ron batting .255. 1 home run and 26 runs batted in. First pitch away for a ball. 1 ball, no strike. Ron Hunt to be followed by Willie Mays, making his first start in the series. Atlanta is winning from San Diego. The Padres won last night's game, though. There's a fly ball into center field. Manny Mota coming up and over a few steps and makes the catch for the out. The Hunt flies out to Mota, who's playing center field today. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers radio network. In favor of Atlanta over San Diego, and the Dodgers lead the Braves by 3 percentage points in the National League standings. Here's the pitch to Mays. Swung and popped up into short center field. Sizemore backing up, shading his eyes. Looking up now, moves in and makes the catch for the out. The wind is playing a few tricks on it, and of course the sun adds to it. So the side retired in the first inning, 3 up, 3 down, on the score at the end of 1. The Dodgers 3 and San Francisco nothing.
Win cash. Play Beat the Dealer at Union 76 every day of the week. Participating 76 station.
All right, let's go to the second inning now with the top of the order. Wills, Mota, and Crawford will start it off. The Dodgers batted around in the first inning. Wills takes the first pitch inside. 1 ball and no strikes to Maury. Manny Mota on deck and Willie Crawford to follow. 3-0 Dodgers leading as Gaylord Perry checks the sign. Now the right-hander ready and the pitch on the way to Maury. Taken low for a ball. Wills now sits safely in 14 straight games. That matches he's gone by Andy Costco's club high. Wills batting .390 during the streak. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Maury. Strike on the corner, 2-1. Maury's average has been .444 during the past 10 games. He's been 20 for 45. In the past 7 games, Wills has hit 2 home runs, both against the Giants, and driven in 9. There's a ground ball out behind second base. Lanier can't get it. Base hit. So red-hot Maury Wills gets another hit. That gives him 2 for the day, and boy, he's really blazing. Wills now is 16 for 36 against the Giants since joining the Dodgers. Manny Mota coming up now. And Ray Sadecki begins to throw again down in the Giants bullpen. The Dodgers lead 3-0, and the game is in the top of the second inning. Manny Mota at bat, second inning. And Gaylord Perry out of a stretch to look over, and the pitch pulling a high bouncer off the plate back to the mound. Perry has to wait, catches barehanded, and throws just in time. Perry played it the only way he could. Had he caught it in the glove and thrown, he would not have made it. He waited for it to come down and caught it with the bare hand and threw all in one sweeping motion. So a good play by Perry gets Mota, and down to second base goes Wills. So Wills able to advance on the ground out by Manny, and it brings up Willie Crawford, who grounded out to third his first time up. Crawford batting .263 with Wills on at second base here in the second inning. Crawford has 8 home runs, 30 runs batted in, delivers a swing and a miss at a hard one. Fastball around the letters on the inside part of the plate. Strike 1 count to Willie. Wes Parker on deck. The ball game in the second inning. The Giants used the home run ball yesterday to beat the Dodgers. They had 3 home runs. Now the pitch on the way. Swung a fly ball foul out of play on the left side. So it is a strike 2 count now to Willie Crawford. Dave Marshall hit the game winner in the 8th inning off Al McBean. McCovey had 1 in the second inning, and Kenny Anderson tied the game with 1 in the 5th inning. The Dodgers had 9 hits, but they were held to singles by Marichal. They now have 5 hits off Gaylord Perry here in the second inning. Now the pitch to Crawford. Swung and grounded foul right under Ozark, who had to skip off to get over it. That one almost got him on the toes. And that just kind of Danny Ozark at third, kind of flicking his feet a moment. He was Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. He had to get up and away out of that one. He'd have had some hot dogs. All right, strike 2 count to Crawford. Perry ready, the pitch. Off speed and outside for ball 1 and 2. A change up and he missed way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One and 2. Again, Wills off second base. Now the look and the check by Perry, the pitch. Willie hit the foul off third, out of play in the stand. Down behind the Dodger dugout. 1 ball, 2 strike count. The ball game is in the second inning from Candlestick Park. All right, Crawford waiting in the batter's box. And Wes Parker out on deck. Wills again leads away from second. Lanier trying to keep him tied up. Pitch to Willie is low with a curve, and it's 2 and 2. With the left-hand hitter up there, Hunt ignores Wills. He's pulling up the right side, but Lanier shades over towards second base. The outfield swung a little bit to the right against Willie Crawford. Willie goes to left quite a bit, but they play him around just a shade. All right, it is 2-2 count. Now the look, and here's the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. So Crawford goes down on strike. Hardman got it. That's the first strikeout for Perry. And with 2 outs, Wes Parker coming up. Final score, Detroit beat Cleveland 3-2 in the first game of the doubleheader. Leisure the winner, and Stan Williams, the loser. Stan now has a 3-10 record. To repeat, Montreal beat the Mets in the first game, and the Cubs beat Philadelphia in the first game. A lot of rainouts in the eastern part of the nation. Parker takes a high slider for a strike, 0-1. The rainouts were at Pittsburgh. St. Louis and Pittsburgh, a single game rained out, and Houston, Cincinnati, a doubleheader rained out. And Atlanta's really pounding San Diego now, 9-0 in the 7th inning. Cepeda home run, the 6th. There's a breaking ball for strike 2 to Parker. Cepeda getting his 14th with 2 men on in the 6th inning. But the Padres beat them last night 6-1 behind Joe Niekro. Wes Parker waiting. Here's the pitch on the way. High inside for ball 1 and 2. Wills opened up with a single. Took second on a bounce out by Mota. Crawford has struck out, and now Perry pitching to Parker. Dodgers left the bases loaded in the first inning, but they scored 3 times, so they lead 3-0. And Perry set 1 and 2. Pitch on the way to Parker. Outside high again. Ball 2. 2 and 2 now. Two count. Parker waiting. Now again, Perry checking signs. The windup and the pitch on the way. Curve low, ball 3. Parker walked his first time up and then scored on the base hit by Tommy Haller. Three and 2. Perry again with the sign from Barton. Wills the lead off second base. Now the look in the pitch. West brings the ground ball to shortstop. Lanier scoops it up. Here's his play. It's in time. Parker is out to retire the side. So the Dodgers leave Wills. They've now left 4. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. The score at the end of an inning and a half. Dodgers 3 and the Giants nothing. Now we go to the last half of the second inning. The Giants starting with McCovey, Davenport, and Henderson against Claude Osteen. McCovey, 29 home runs, 77 runs batted in, hitting .325. McCovey, Mays, and Marichal will go to the All-Star game to represent the Giants. The Dodgers will have only Bill Singer. Now Osteen, set to go to work, getting a sign from catcher Tommy Haller. The windup, and here's the pitch. Swung on it, popped up on the left side. Wills calling for it, also Sudeikis, but it's Maury. Watch it now, and Maury now makes the catches. Osteen finally went out to direct traffic, as both Sudeikis and Wills were following the flight of the ball. So finally Osteen went out and called for Wills to handle it. So McCovey pops up to shortstop Maury Wills, 1 away, and Jimmy Davenport the batter. This is kind of away from the pattern usually set by Osteen. All of the outs except the strikeout have been on balls hit in the air. Usually Osteen has a lot of ground out. Here's a pitch to Davenport for a strike, 0-1. So now we've had two pop-ups and a fly ball. Actually, Hunt's ball was a fly ball into right center. Curve is a little low to Davenport, 1-1. Jim has had some key hits in this series, hitting .269 with 2 home runs and 27 runs batted in. Veteran third baseman Jimmy Davenport. Now the windup and the 1-1 pitch. Curve high, outside, ball 2-1. The game is in the second, and it is 3-0. The Dodgers lead. Sent 9 men up in the first inning and got 3 of them home. Fourth game of the series, the Dodgers trying to even it out. Now the 2-1 pitch. Fastball away, ball 3-1. Osteen, as we mentioned earlier, has had excellent control. He's walked only one batter, and that was intentional in his last 2 starts. It is 3-1. Now the windup, and here's the pitch. High, he walks it. So Davenport draws a walk. That brings up Kenny Henderson. Ken hitting .221 will turn around now and bat from the right side. He's a switch hitter. He had a home run yesterday to tie the game. It came with Davenport on base in the 6th inning. He hit it off Don Sutton in the 5th inning. All right, Henderson at bat, 1 out, 1 on. The Dodgers up a step or 2. Double play that. Henderson has good speed normally, but he's limping now. He's been hurting a bit. Here's the pitch on the way. Inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strike. Hal Lanier is on deck and Bob Barton to follow. The Dodgers, Braves, Giants within 1 game, and the Reds not far back, 3 away. Here's Osteen ready and the pitch. Ground ball out toward short. Wills there. Goes to the bag. Goes to first. Easy double play. So Henderson wraps one to Wills, and Maury took it himself, and the Dodgers get the double play. So it is side with no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. The score at the end of 2 innings to play, the Dodgers 3 and the Giants nothing.
You'll agree, it's the easternmost in quality and the westernmost in flavor.
To the third now with Gabrielson, Haller, and Sudeikis to face Perry. Gabe singled the drive in a run his first time up. Hit one between first and second base. Now Gabe up to started in the 3rd inning. And Perry checking signs. Dodgers lead 3-0. They scored 3 runs in the first inning on 4 hits. And now Perry ready and the pitch on the way. Breaking ball for a strike, 0-1 to Gabe. Tom Haller on deck. The wind whipping across from left toward right. Not too violent yet. It's actually swirling at the moment. Now they wind up again by Perry in the pitch. High and inside for a ball, and it is 1-1. The Dodgers will be idle now after today until Thursday when they go into Chicago to play the Cubs. Bill Singer to open up against Chicago. And airtime will be 11:10 for Thursday's game. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Gabe takes a strike on a change of speed. 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. There's a ground ball to the right side. Hunt on the outfield grass, up with it on 1 bounce and throws into first base in time. Nice play by Hunt, going way out into the outfield to kick that ball that came off the edge of the dirt and hopped up to him. So Gabe is thrown out on a good play by Ron Hunt. Here's Tommy Haller's bat. He hit one back to the middle for a base hit first time up. Here's the pitch on the way to Haller, and it's in there a little low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. They made an announcement about a game on the scoreboard. We'll give that word to you here in a moment. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch on the way to Haller. Swung on a miss for a strike. Last night they ran into a curfew at Seattle, and they had played 16 innings. With the Twins and Seattle all tied up at 7-7, so they're playing that off before they start the regular game today. Haller hits the ground ball, backhanded by Hunt. Up with it, makes the play in time, and Haller is out. So Hunt goes to his right that time. After going far to his left to get Gabrielson, he comes back the other way to get Haller. The batter will be Bill Sudeikis with 2 out in the 3rd inning. They played 1 inning of that game now, and it's gone through 17 innings, and the scoreboard shows it's still tied 7-7. Minnesota and Seattle. So they played with a curfew last night, had to quit, and started it over again today to finish it off before they play their regular game. All right, Sudeikis at bat. He walked his first time up. Perry rubs off a sign. Now gets one he wants, delivers. Curve is in the first strike. And Perry, who started off rather shakily, has now come back to retire 5 men in a row since Wills opened up the 2nd inning with a base hit. So Gaylord, who's a fine pitcher, off to a slow start, but now trying to square it away. Breaking ball low, and it's 1-1. Ted Sizemore on deck. Dodgers 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and the Giants no runs, no hits, no errors against Claude Osteen. Gaylord Perry pitching to Bill Sudeikis. Down he comes. Slider for strike, and it is 1-2. One and two to Sudeikis. Billy waits, and here's the pitch. Swung on him, that's strike 3. High fastball, and down he goes. So Sudeikis strikes out. Perry gets his 2nd strikeout, and he's really on the beam now. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. And the score at the end of 2.5 innings of play. The plate umpire, Vargo, has gone into the dugout, so we're waiting on him to come back. He's gone off, and he's talking to somebody right near the stands, and he's talking perhaps to a ground crew or a security policeman, and he's now calling Clyde King out. So we have something going on down below here. And whatever it is, Vargo's explaining it to Clyde King. And now he walks away and then comes back again to talk to Clyde some more. It's a conversation. And he's still talking to him. So Osteen, meanwhile, is warming up on the mound with Tom Haller, and Vargo and King are still having a discussion after Vargo's come to the corner of the backstop screen down to our right to say something to one of the security policemen or a ground crew member. And now, whatever it is, Vargo backed away with his palms outstretched, still talking to King as he walks away. So we don't know what that's all about. But Vargo, I think, is now going to go to the other side. He's looking toward the Dodger bench as he comes over to talk to third base umpire Al Barley. And whether he's going to make an explanation to the Dodgers about whatever it was, he is not. And now the Dodgers, Vargo is indicating that he'll tell the Dodger bench about it next inning, whatever it was. So maybe we can find out that way. So Vargo has talked to the Giant bench, but it's not of an urgent nature. So Vargo told the Dodger bench that he would give them the word at the end of the half inning. Here's Lanier up now as Osteen delivers a fastball that's high. 1 ball, no strike. Lanier, a switch hitter, batting right-handed now against Osteen. Hal batting .243 with 20 runs batted in. Bob Barton is on deck, and here's the pitch on the way. Claude, a ground ball hit just foul outside of third. So Lanier misses an extra base hit by about a foot. It is just outside of third base. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Giants shortstop, Hal Lanier. One and one. Now the pitch. Popped up into short center field. Coming on is Mota out of Sizemore, and Sizemore makes the catch. So Lanier pops up to Sizemore in short right center field. 1 away, and Bob Barton coming up. Only 1 ground ball thrown up by Osteen so far. That turned out to be a double play ball hit by Kenny Henderson. So here's Barton, 177 batting average, and Claude would like to get the Giants to start hitting the ball on the ground, I'm sure. Although he's leading 3-0 and pitching well here in the 3rd inning. 1 away, wind up and pitch. Low and inside with the fastball. 1 ball, no strike. There's a grounder, 1 hop by Sudeikis. Scoops it up and throws across the time. Good play by Bill. He kind of gave that one the Olay off to the left. Came up with it in the glove and flipped across the partner. Throw away, and here's Perry coming up. Gaylord Perry, the pitcher. Gaylord has 6 hits and 60 trips to the plate. That's an even 100%. A 100 average. And he has 1 run batted in. So Gaylord Perry, right-hand hitter, up now against Osteen with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Claude set. Wind up in the pitch to Perry. Up high for a ball. 1 ball, no strike. It is 1-0. Osteen delivers, and a swing, a long fly ball to left center field, way back. This one is well hit, going and gone. Perry hits a home run. Gaylord Perry takes him up with a long home run to left center field, and Bobby Bonds comes up now. So Perry, who had only 6 hits and 60 at bats, hits a fly ball deep to left center field. He really hit it. And the Giants are on the scoreboard on Perry's home run. 3-1 now, and here's Osteen to Bonds, ball 1. The windup in the next pitch. Curve is in there for a strike. Osteen drew the fastball, and Perry really drilled it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bonds waiting, so the Giants are back to playing home run ball again. Here's the pitch. Up high for a ball, and it's 2-1. That is the first home run of Perry's major league career. All right, 2-1 count. Osteen delivers, curve high, ball 3. That must have taken Osteen a bit to throw up a home run ball to Perry, the first of them. For Gaylord. A 3-1 count. All right, McCovey, Bonds waiting. 3-1 with 2 outs. And the pitch on the way. Bonds around the bunt, takes outside, ball 4. He's on with a walk. That's the second walk from Osteen. So Claude, who has had great control, now has walked 2 in 2 2/3 innings, has yielded a home run to the opposite pitcher, and now Ron Hunt comes up. He flies to center. And again, Osteen, as we've said, usually likes to get most of the outs on ground balls, and he's only had 2 ground balls hit so far today. Here is Hunt with Mays on deck. The Giants, an explosive club, now have a home run pop up from an unexpected source, the pitcher Gaylord Perry. Runner goes. Here's Haller's throw down, and it's on a bounce. Not in time. Bonds steals it. The Haller's throw bounced the side for, and Bonds got his 26th stolen base. Bobby Bonds swipes it. And now Haller going to the mound to talk to Osteen and slow things down a little bit here. Bud was sailing along until Perry bombed one. That was the 12th home run given up by Osteen in 180 innings, plus today's game. All right, Ron Hunt batting. Bobby Bonds on second base. 3-1, Dodgers lead. And remember, they left the bases loaded in the first inning with 1 out. Now here's Osteen with a look. And the pitch on the way. Hunt takes inside. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strike. Final game of the series. Giants last weekend won 3 out of 4 at Dodger Stadium. Hi, Ron Hunt. Waiting at the plate, 2-0. Curve in there for strike 2-1. Good crowd on hand today at Candlestick Park. 2 balls and 1 strike. Turn 1, 2 outs. And Osteen out of a stretch once more. Here's the look, here's the pitch. Inside low, ball 3. 3-1 now, so he's gone behind the Hunt after walking Bonds. Bad throw to center field on a pickoff play. Here's Bonds, headed around third. He'll come to the plate, and he scores. So a pickoff play went awry, and the Giants have another run in, and it's 3-2. The throw went to center, and Mota's return throw not in time. No one was covering, and we'll see who the error is on. It's going to be charged against Osteen, as the Dodgers were tardy covering at second base as Osteen whirled the throw. And here's Hunt at bat now with 3-1 pitch. Swung on a fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Crawford. Back to the fence. Takes the catch right in front of the fence, and the inning is over. But the Giants go with 2 runs on 1 hit and 1 big error. The error charged against Osteen, although no one was covering on the pickoff play. And we've played 3, and then Scully will be along with more play-by-play as we go to the 4th. At the end of 3, it is Dodgers 3 and Giants 2.
Thank you, Jerry. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Sunday to you, wherever you may be, as we go to the 4th inning. The Dodgers leading the Giants 3-2. And it'll be Ted Sizemore, then Claude Osteen and Maury Wills. And Gaylord Perry very much back in the ballgame. Right-hander ready and delivers, and the first one's a strike. Perry is a completely different pitcher than the fellow we saw in the first inning. So it would behoove the Dodgers now to really bear down as Perry comes back with a pitch that's swung on in this strike 2. He retired the last 6 in a row. He has retired 8 of the last 9. So Perry has suddenly found himself, and he's back on the beam. Pitch foul back by Sizemore. Dodgers led yesterday 3-1, but they were on the short end when it was all over. They led 3-0 today. Their lead is now 3-2. The pitch to Sizemore, strike 3 called. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network. KTAR. Claude Osteen, the batter, fly deep to center in the first inning. The Dodgers had Perry draped on the rope, but they couldn't come up with a big blow to chase him. Osteen swings and misses 0-1. Dodgers had 3 runs over, the bases loaded and 1 out. And Sadecki heating up back of Perry. But Sizemore popped out and Osteen flied out and the inning was over. And Perry has really become a pitcher since then. We're checking in the Dodger dugout to try and find out what's been going on. We're totally in the dark about it. Here's a 1-1 pitch on the way to Osteen. A ground ball wide at first. McCovey traps it, feeds to Perry in time. In the top of the 3rd inning, after the 3rd out, in the top of the 3rd, Ed Vargo, the plate umpire, went to the grandstand railing and talked to a member of the San Francisco Police Department. He in turn talked to Clyde King, then to Al Barley. Motioned to Olson that he wanted to talk to him at the end of the 3rd inning, and he did. We have just put in a call to the Dodger dugout to find out what's been going on. Two down here in the 4th inning with the Dodgers leading the Giants 3-2. The pitch to Wills in the dirt for 1-0. Large Sunday crowd here at Candlestick Park. Now Perry into the windup, and the 1-0 pitch on the way is a bouncer to McCovey, and that's that. He goes to the bag. So at the end of 3.5 innings, it is Dodgers 3, Giants 2. Bottom of the 4th inning with the Dodgers leading the Giants 3-2. 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error from the Dodgers. 2 runs, 1 hit for the Giants. A home run by Gaylord Perry. Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, and Jimmy Davenport in that order. Mays popped up in the first inning. Final score, Atlanta beat San Diego 10-0. Osteen soft curve, the strike, 0-1. Pat Jarvis the winner, beating Kirby in that. So the Braves, who were 3 percentage points back of the Dodgers, beat San Diego 10-0 today. Here's the strike one pitch to Willie Mays. Fastball fouled away, off to the right. Upstairs in the count 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Mays. Osteen into the windup, and the strike 2 pitch on the way. Inside at the ankle, 4-1. 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way. In the dirt again with a curve right at Willie's right foot. On deck, Willie McCovey. 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for the Dodgers. They did all the scoring in the first inning, but since then, the last 9 in a row have been retired like Perry. Here's a 2-2 pitch on the way. Same spot in the dirt at his right foot. But this time, Mays asked Fargo to look at the ball. On 3 consecutive pitches, it's been in the dirt. So Osteen had it 0-2 to Mays. He's now gone all the way. 3-2 pitch to Willie. Fastball low to Lawson. A point to be brought up about Osteen. He has made 23 starts this year, and he has not walked more than 3 batters in any one of those 23 starts. That walk given to Willie Mays is his 3rd today, and we're only in the 4th inning. And here is McCovey. Big curveball to Willie is high and inside, ball 1. A throw to first base, and Hallop threw it in the dirt. Parker had to take it out. 3-2 Dodgers. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Mays has just walked, and McCovey waiting 1 ball and no strikes. Osteen hands it aside. Now set at the belt. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Curved, 1 on and missed. 1-1. So McCovey backed out, pulls himself together, and gets back up there again. Willie with 29 home runs. He has 77 runs batted in. He was the biggest vote getter of the National League All-Star team. Osteen ready, back he comes. Fastball for a strike. And the count 1-2. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Pete Nicholson begins to loosen up. Dodgers trying desperately to get a split up here. Osteen ready, another look over at Mays. The pitch to McCovey low in the dirt. Ball 2. Mays, a well-rested Willie at first base. This is his first start of the series. Has stolen 4 bases. 2-2. The count to Willie McCovey. Osteen straddling the rubber. Lobs 1 to Parker just to keep Mays near the bag. Gaylord Perry hit his first career home run in the big league. And after that, Bonds walked, stole second, and Osteen tried to pick him up and threw it away for the second giant run. McCovey hits the drive to right field. It's gone. Claude Osteen got a ball up and into McCovey, and he hit it out over the right field fence. And the Giants have passed the Dodgers. That home run for McCovey is the 9th Giant home run in this 4-game series. There's a ground ball to Sudeikis. Bill Glove goes to first for the out. For 9 home runs in the 4 games, the Dodgers have hit but 2. So the Giants, down 3-0 in the first inning, are leading 4-3, and the Dodgers really have their hands full now because Perry just looks tougher and tougher. Final score in the American League: Boston beat Baltimore 6-5. Telephone Cuellar. So Osteen having a bad time with control, and he has really had to pay the bill. Claude now, giving up 2 home runs today, has allowed 13. That would be second on the staff. His Singer's 14. Here's Ken Henderson with Lanier to follow. Curve and strike. 4 runs on 2 hits for the Giants. 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for the Dodgers. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Osteen's next one is hit foul off to the right of the plate. No play for Haller or Parker. 0-2 to Henderson. Four and 3 in favor of the Giants. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Dodgers got 3 in the first inning. Giants got 2 in the 3rd, and they scored twice here in the 4th. Osteen ready and delivers, and gets a strike for number 3, and down goes Henderson. That's the second strikeout for Claude Osteen, and brings up Hal Lanier. Hal Lanier popped out to Sizemore in the 3rd inning. He hits one into center field for a base hit. Mota up with the ball and gets it back in. So a 2-out single by Lanier, and that'll bring us catcher Bob Barton. Atlanta won 10-0. If Atlanta wins and the Dodgers lose, Atlanta would go into first place. The Dodgers would be in second place, 7 percentage points back. The Giants would be in 3rd place, 1 percentage point back of the Dodgers and 8 back of the Braves. Oh, what a wild race the Western Division is having. Here's Bob Barton, grounded to 3rd in the 3rd inning. Osteen at the bell, looks at Lanier, draws the throw, and gets back. 4-3 in favor of the Giants. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Osteen at the bell. Claude ready, delivers, and misses inside. Pete Mickelson has stopped throwing in the Dodger bullpen. 1 ball and no strikes to Bob Barton. Osteen ready. Claude comes back with a fastball bunted up along 3rd base. Right at the bag. No play for Sudeikis. So Bob Barton bunts for a base hit. And the batter will be Gaylord Perry. Gaylord Perry hit his first and only Major League home run in the 3rd inning. And that seemed to wake up the Giant hitters. They have come from behind and now lead 4-3. And with 2 out, Perry finds runners at 1st and 2nd. Osteen delivers, curveball, hits foul outside of 3rd to Ossie Virgil, and the count 0-1. 4 runs, 4 hits for the Giants. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. The difference, and we've seen that difference all through the series. Home runs for the Giants. They've hit 9 of them in the 4 games. The Dodgers have but 2. Strike 1, fastball is low. 1-1. Gaylord Perry waiting. 1 ball and 1 strike. Osteen at the belt. Checks the runners in the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball over. Strike 2. 1-2. Osteen again reading Haller. Now Claude to his stretch. Runners take their lead. And the 1-2 pitch. Fastball low. Ball 2. When the Dodgers hit in the 5th inning, they have Mota, Crawford, and Parker. Two and 2. The count to Gaylord Perry. Osteen left foot on the rubber. Now Claude ready. Lanier at second base. Barton at first. 2 out. 2-2 pitch. Low, ball 3. So Osteen is having his worst day of the year as far as control is concerned. He got all the way with 2 outs to Perry, so the runners will be going. On deck, Bobby Bonds. Osteen to his stretch. The runners go, and the pitch to Perry fouled away off to the right, carrying deep in the lower deck. It would certainly appear that we have the largest crowd of the series. We've had 26,000 in 2 of the games. But we could do much better than that today. So 3-2 to Gaylord Perry. Osteen ready. The runners go, and the pitch is another up along third. Stop play. Osteen has to hurry and gets him. So Gaylord Perry is snipped at first base. The Giants get 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 left. At the end of 4. Giants 4, Dodgers 3. In the 5th inning, Manny Mota, Willie Crawford, and Wes Parker in that order. Mota tripled to right to drive in Will, scored on a base hit by Gabrielson in the 1st inning, but that's when the Dodgers were swinging easy against Perry. It's the other way around now. Perry has retired the last 9 in a row, 11 of the last 12. So Mota 1 for 2 as we start the 5th inning. 4-3 Giants. Dodgers scored 3 in the 1st inning. So the Giants got 2 in the 3rd and 2 in the 4th to take the lead. Perry looks in to get a sign. Mota waiting. Gaylord ready and delivers. And the first one is high. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Perry's 1-0 pitch on the way is popped in the air foul down the line. McCovey after it in the bullpen along with Bonds, but it goes into the lower deck out of play and bounces back out onto the field. And the count 1-1. One and 1 to Manny Mota. Gaylord Perry, right foot on the rubber, checking signs. Mota waiting. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Bounced and backhanded in foul ground by Davenport. Mota fouled it off, and the count 1-2. One and 2 to Mota. 4-3 Giants. We're in the 5th inning. Nobody out. Gaylord Perry reading Bob Barton, a right-hander ready and delivers, and it's hit foul off first base out of play. Mota's still there. 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way. Perry's fouled off again. This one carries to the top row of the second deck and spills down below. So Manny Mota fouling them off in the count 1-2. As far as scores of other games, we can fill you in quickly. Montreal beat the Mets 3-2 in the first game. The Mets lead 2-0 at the end of 2.5 in the second. The Cubs beat Philadelphia 1-0. The Cubs lead Philadelphia 5-1 at the end of 6 in the nightcap. Mota hits the ground ball to Lanier. Now Glove fires, gets in. St. Louis, Pittsburgh postponed, rain. Atlanta beat San Diego 10-0. Houston, Cincinnati doubleheader postponed, rain. American League, California leading Oakland 2-0 through 5 in the first game. In a suspended game last night, Minnesota and Seattle played 15 innings and it was curtailed because of the curfew. Crawford hits the ground ball to Hunt. Ron throws him out. So they picked it up today, and they're in the 18th. And in the 18th, Minnesota just scored 4 times. And that would put them out in front 11-7 in the bottom of the 18th. Kansas City has 8 and Chicago 6 in the bottom of the 9th. That's Chicago in their first game. Detroit beat Cleveland 3-2 in the first game. Detroit leads Cleveland 3-0 at the end of 2.5 innings of the second game. Here's Wes Parker. He takes ball 1. Washington 2 and the Yankees 2 through 10 innings. And Boston beat Baltimore 6-5. Perry's next pitch is outside. 2-0. Boy, he's getting tough. He's retired 11 in a row since the single by Wills opening up the second inning. Gaylord's 2-0 pitch to Parker, off speed and in there. 2-1. Giants 4, Dodgers 3. 2 down, 5th inning. Perry into the windup. And the 2-1 pitch. Parker way out in front of an off-speed pitch. 2-2. Now the 2-2 pitch. Perry swings to the windup and delivers another change. Perfect. Strike 3 call. And that'll do it. So Gaylord Perry is really on his game now. And at the end of 4.5 innings, Giants 4, Dodgers 3. Bottom of the 5th inning, Giants leading 4-3. Claude Osteen getting ready to pitch to Bobby Bonds, Ron Hunt, and Willie Mays. This ballgame has taken a drastic change. When it started off, Osteen retired the first 8 in a row, while Gaylord Perry was having all kinds of trouble. The Dodgers got to him for 3 in the first inning, and Tedeschi was beating up back of him. Suddenly, Perry has turned around, and he has retired 14 of the last 15, and 12 in a row, and it is Osteen who's having all kinds of problems. Claude pitch to Bobby Bonds. Grounded foul outside of third. Count 0-1. Bonds struck out and walked. Claude up on top, standing just back of the rubbers. Tommy Haller wigwagging signs out to him, and Osteen ready to take it right at the bag. Strike 1 pitch to Bonds. Fastball over. Strike 2. 0-2. All-Star game on Tuesday. So after today, both leagues will be quiet as far as their own league play is concerned until Thursday. Pitch inside 1-2. The Dodgers will pick up and go after the Cubs Thursday. Warm-up time would be 11:10. Game time 11:30 Thursday. Bonds chases one up around the eyes and strikes out. So Bobby strikes out for the second time. 1 away, and Ron Hunt's the batter. For Osteen, his third strikeout. Run on, fly to center, fly to left. He's 0 for 2. On right-hand batter, and Osteen ready to come to him. Starts him with a breaking ball, but it's a little high and outside. Ball 1. Final score, that suspended game of last night, is over. It took 18 innings, and Minnesota beat Seattle 11-7. Seattle had 20 hits in losing. Hunt hooks one foul into the Dodger bullpen. Winning pitcher Perry, that's Gaylord's brother Jim. Gellner the loser. By the way, the official time of that game, are you ready? 5 hours and 41 minutes. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Curve, line drive, foul down in the bullpen. Johnny Purdon retrieving it. 1-2. One and two to Ron Hunt. 4-3 in favor of the Giants. Bottom of the 5th inning, 1 out, bases empty. Willie Mays on deck. Osteen's fastball fouled away. Down to Ossie Virgil. Osteen standing back of the rubber. Now his pitch, breaking ball, is hit to Wills. Maury gloves it, straightens up and throws him out. 2 down, Mays coming up. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network. The Good Son. KTAR. Here's Willie Mays. Osteen ready, and the fastball a strike as Mays backed away. 0-1. When Mays broke Mel Ott's record and became the greatest home run hitter in National League history, he did it here against Osteen. He takes high. 1-1. Mays this year has 9 home runs. Here's the 1-1 pitch inside ball 2. So Willie now has 596 home runs in his career. 596. Two and 1 to Mays. Osteen into his windup and the pitch to Willie. Slow and low. Ball 3. On deck the other Willie, McCovey. 4-3 in favor of the Giants. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 4 runs, 4 hits. The Dodgers 3 runs, 5 hits. Fastball is hit over the mound, over second, and into center field. The Mays singles, and here's McCovey. McCovey got a pitch up and in and hit it out. That was back in the 4th inning with Mays aboard. And it gave the Giants the lead they presently enjoy, 4-3. In the 2nd inning, McCovey popped up. Have a modified shift on. Sizemore's on the grass, and Wills not quite, but almost behind second base. McCovey waiting, and Osteen delivers in the dirt, one-handed by Haller. 1 ball and no strikes. The Willie McCovey Marching and Chowder and Baseball Retreating Association has gathered in right field. He's hit 30 this year. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way to McCovey. Osteen delivers high and inside, and McCovey started his swing and just did hold up. Ball 2. On deck, Jimmy Davenport. To McCovey. Mays hops off first. Willie has stolen 4 bases this year. He's been caught twice. The 2-0 pitch to McCovey is low. Ball 3. Osteen had him 1-2. He had gotten him on a good curve and then a fastball looking for strike 2. And then he tried to come up and inside, but didn't get it up and didn't get it in enough. And McCovey hit it out by plenty. Willie, of course, swinging 3-0 if he likes the pitch, without a doubt. Osteen delivers. He takes and it's on the edge for a strike. They let him hit twice 3-0 in this series. He singled to center once 3-0, and he fouled out once on a 3-0 pitch. Now the count 3-1. Osteen, another look at Mays. The pitch to McCovey, another strike. 3-2. That base hit by Mays is a rather historic one in his career. He is now tied with Zach Wheat for 16th place on the all-time list. Serve is swung on and missed, strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Osteen. No runs to hit a man left at the end of 5. Giants 4, Dodgers 3. To the 6th inning here at Candlestick Park. 4-3 in favor of the Giants. They have 4 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. Dodgers 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. Len Gabrielson, Tommy Haller, and Bill Sedakis in that order. Gabrielson singled in a run and grounded out. Well, Gaylord Perry, who has retired the last 12 in a row and 14 of the last 15 batters he has faced, leading 4-3 and ready to set sail in inning number 6. Perry looks into Bob Barton to get a sign. Now Gaylord into the windup. And the pitch to Gabe is fouled to the screen. 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Len Gabrielson. Here's the strike 1 pitch. Gabe takes high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tommy Haller in the on-deck circle. Now Gabe back up to the plate. Perry ready and delivers. And Gabe, it's a one-hopper knocked down by McCovey. Scampers after it and then has to hold on to it as Gabe slides into first base without a play. Ball was hit hard, but it was hit right at McCovey. So we'll wait for the scorer's judgment on it as to whether he feels Willie should have made the play or not. For Gabe, he was hitting 287 at the start of the game. And now they flash error charged to McCovey. So Gabe at first base. And here's Tom Haller. Haller singled and grounded out. He's 1 for 2. Perry lifts over at Gabe. Now works to Haller high and away. Ball 1. 1-0. The Braves won 10-0 over San Diego, and the Giants are leading the Dodgers 4-3. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. Outside, ball 2, 2-0. Say one thing for the Dodgers and the Giants. They were both quite concerned over an 8-game span that they had against each other, while the Braves were playing San Diego. But even now, on this final meeting for a while, neither club can get too badly hurt. The 2-0 pitch, low, ball 3. Because the Giants started today only 1 game out of first place, and the Dodgers started today 3 percentage points in first place ahead of the Braves. So what has happened really over that 8-game span, the 3 clubs have just gotten closer and closer. The 3-0 pitch in for a strike, 3-1. It would not appear that there is any club in the Western Division of the National League that much better than any other club. So we don't expect any one team to just go way out in front. It doesn't figure that way at all. Haller squirts one foul to Danny Ozark. He was out in front of an off-speed pitch. 3-2. The Yankees nipped Washington 3-2 in 11 innings. Egg to the winner and Cox the loser. 33,000 at Yankee Stadium for that. 3-2 to Haller with nobody out. Dodgers without speed, and we'll see what they do with Gabrielson. His 4-3 Giants were in the 6th inning. Perry said, looks at Gabe, and backs off the rubbers. Now Perry said, Gabe goes, and it's a ground ball to the hole, plugging it up his Hunt, gets his man Haller, and Gabrielson moves on to second base. So 1 out. Gabrielson, the tying run at second, and the batter Bill Sudeikis, who has walked and struck out. Perry just overpowered him in the 3rd inning. Giants have won 7 of 11 from the Dodgers. Giants have won 3 of 5 here. Sudeikis checks in at the plate. 1 out in the 6th. 4-3 Giants. Perry to his stretch at the bell. Looks back at Gabe, works the plate, and Sudeikis pulls the ground ball to McCovey. Tricky hop, but Willie stayed with it. And over to third goes Gabrielson. And the batter will be Ted Sizemore with Claude Osteen to follow. 2 down, the tying run 90 feet away. Final score, Kansas City beats Chicago 8-6. Grabowski the winner, Ostinski the loser. Ted Sizemore, right-hand hitting second baseman. Perry at the belt and delivers, and Sizemore takes the strike. Instead of Gaylord going out of a windup with a runner at third, he figures his control would be better by pitching from a stretch, and he can also just stare at Gabrielson. He's had excellent control since the 1st inning. Strike 1 pitch. Poked in the air, foul at first, and McCovey has the play. He comes over, he's there. He's got it. No runs, no hits, an error, a man left. Dodgers have left 5, and at the end of 5.5 innings, Giants 4, Dodgers 3. Despite the fact that we stay pretty much in one place for about 3 hours when we're doing a ball game, we do get around a little.
About 6,000 miles.
Boy, there are times when you're not averse to dipping your bill in a glass of beer.
And I'll tell you one thing you'll discover. In New York, or Chicago, or Atlanta, or Houston, there is no better beer than that comfortable Bergie you get back home.
No beer tastes better, or is colder, or wetter, or more refreshing than Bergie. And Bergie is the comfortable beer. Comfortable beer, easy to drink and still good tasting. Glass after comfortable glass, because it's brewed with soft water.
There's no other beer like it, and there's no other place you can get it except right around home.
Well, I hope you take some home today. Take home 6 cold cans or bottles of Bergie and taste it. Got it right there, and you don't have to travel 6,000 miles to find out about the comfortable beer. Bergie. Bottom of the 6th inning with the Giants leading the Dodgers 4-3. Jimmy Davenport, Ken Henderson, and Hal Lanier in that order. Osteen had 2 tough innings where his control deserted him. In the 3rd inning, with 2 out, he gave up a home run to Gaylord Perry, the only home run Perry's ever hit in the big league. Then he walked Bobby Bonds, who stole second. And with the count 3-1 on Ron Hunt, Osteen whirled and fired, and there wasn't anybody within 5 feet at second base to handle the throw. It went into center field, and Bonds scored easily. Davenport takes ball 1. Then in the 4th inning, he walked Mays, and with the count 1-2 on McCovey, didn't get a pitch in and up enough, and McCovey hit it out. And that's it, 4-3 Giants. Davenport grounds to Sudeikis, Bill gloves, and goes to Parker. 1 away. Ken Henderson has hit into a double play and struck out 0-2. You know, when the Dodgers return home on August the 5th, every team in the league will visit Dodger Stadium for one more series. It'll be your last chance to see the Pirates, Cubs, and Cardinals early in August, and the other Eastern clubs, Expos, Phillies, and Mets later in the month. September and the first week of October, the rivals in the National League West will be in. It should be a great finish. Pitch to Anderson is low, ball 1. Featured in the first week back in town are 3 dates you should remember. The Al Malika Shrine Night, August the 5th. Here's the 1-0 pitch, low, ball 2. Then the Welcome to Manny Mota Night, August the 7th. And the Hollywood Stars Night on August the 9th. That'll be from August the 5th through August the 13th. Hope you make your plans to be with us. 2-0 pitch on the way to Henderson. Hits sharply at Sudeikis. Billy knocks it down, staggers, recovers, but has no play. And that thing was hit hard, and it had shaken up Sudeikis. Oh, we'll see how they rule that one. That will be a base hit. Too hot to handle. It almost took a little of Sudeikis with it. Al Lanier, the batter, popped up and singled. He's 1 for 2. Al switch hitter batting right-handed. The Giants now have 4 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. The Dodgers 3 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Osteen looks at Henderson, drives him back with an easy throw to Parker. Lanier hitting with Bob Barton on deck. Osteen at the bell, checks first, comes to the plate, and it's fouled away. Off to the right into the lower deck, 0-1. It's amazing, isn't it, that we are sitting here watching this ball game, talking about the Giants and the Dodgers and the National League West and what a... And there are 2 men on the moon. Here's the strike 1 pitch. Popped in the air. And back of first. Parker into foul ground as the wind plays with it. And West makes the catch, and the wind almost blew it away from him. 2 down. Of all the words, the verbiage about the expedition to the moon, the other day I loved David Brinkley's line. I think it was the morning that Apollo 11 took off from the pad, and he said, well, this morning 3 men just left for the moon. If you believe that, you'll believe anything. I can just hear him now this afternoon saying 2 men are on the moon. Throw to first. Henderson back to the bag. Bob Barton grounded out and singled. He's 1 for 2. Osteen looks over at first. Claude checks twice now, works the plate. Low, ball 1. When the Dodgers bat in the 7th, Osteen is due to lead it off. Since he is a good hitting pitcher, he figures to bat for himself. And then Wills and Mota. 1-0 to Bob Barton. Osteen's fastball is hit foul off first and down the line, but the wind will take care of this one. It'll blow it back into the stand. 1-1 to Bob Barton. Barton, right-hand hitting catcher. Henderson off first, Parker holding. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Osteen delivers, slow curve, low, ball 2. 2-1. Four runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Giants. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Dodgers. We have 2 down in the 6th inning. Osteen ready and back he comes. Fastball hit in the air to right center. Pretty deep, but Mota fading on the ball has a play. And Manny makes the catch, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, a man left. Jerry Doggett will be along in a moment for more play-by-play and the score at the end of 6. Giants 4, Dodgers 3.
You know, if Farmer John were ever to fly a pennant over his place, like they do over the stadium of the world champions, boy, no doubt its color would be a rosy pink. It would be in honor of his Farmer John sausage. You see, the color of sausage tells a lot about its freshness. And the Farmer John sausage is as fresh as you can buy. It's made from fresh eastern corn-fed pork, brought out here live, then U.S. inspected and dressed fresh right here in the West. So it's always rosy fresh, never gray like sausage shipped in frozen or cold storage. Farmer John's sausage has a tantalizing taste all its own, too. It's seasoned to an old-time Western recipe. So there's the genuine flavor of the West in every tender, juicy morsel. Farmer John's sausage makes the West's best breakfast and a mighty nice supper, too. Discover this for yourself one evening this week. Farmer John Fresh Country Sausage, gold medal winner at the California State Fair. Easternmost in quality and the westernmost in flavor.
All right, Vinny. Let's go to the seventh now, and Gaylord Perry, who after the first inning has really been sharp, now ready to pitch to Osteen, Wills, and Mota as we play into the seventh inning, and the Giants are leading 4-3 on the home run by Willie McCovey. This is the 94th game for the Dodgers, so we're well over the halfway mark, but the All-Star break comes up now. Game is about a week or so later than normal. Here's Osteen at bat. And the breaking ball is a strike, 0-1. Osteen in the first inning was up with the bases full and hit a fly ball to deep center field. He sent Mays back for it, but it was a little bit too late. The Dodgers had the bases loaded, 3 runs in. There's a bouncing ball to shortstop. Lanier has to wait. It goes right through his legs and on into left field. The ball did not come up, and it went right through Lanier's legs on into left field. It'll be scored as an error against Lanier. He was waiting for the ground ball. He got caught between Hobson, and there was none. So Lanier, who is a sure-handed fielder, has one get away, and now Osteen is on, representing the tying run. The Dodgers opened up the sixth inning with an error by the Giants, but cannot get Gabrielson any further around than third base. So now Wills at bat, and Maury has 2 for 3 in the game. Seventh inning. Here's the look now, and the pitch to Maury. Swung it and fouled away off to the left. Busy in the Dodger bullpen, Joe Moeller begins to throw. High Wills waiting. Had a full swing on the first pitch. Now the pitch to Maury. Taken low for a ball, and it's 1-1. Moeller and Foster are in the bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Osteen on first base, and Perry's pitch to Wills fouled away as he tried to check his swing, and it's 1-2 to Maury. Mota on deck and Crawford to follow. Osteen on, opened up with the ground ball to shortstop through Lanier's leg. 4-3, the Giants are leading. And now again, time called as Wills backs out. Breeze blowing to right field, left to right here at Candlestick Park. A big crowd on hand. 1-2 is the reading. Now the pitch. Swung on and hit foul off third, out of play. Count stays 1-2. A 1 ball and 2 strike counts to Wills. Time called. Maury got some dirt in his eye and had to back out. Umpire Eddie Vargo said, "Whoa, wait a minute." Here's the pitch. Maury takes low for a ball, 2-2. Montreal beat New York 3-2 in the first game of a doubleheader. The Mets lead the second game 2-1. Cubs beat Philadelphia 1-0 in the first game, and they're leading 6-1 in the 8th inning of the second game. Wills waiting a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled away. Pittsburgh, St. Louis rained out. Atlanta beat San Diego 10-0, and Houston, Cincinnati had a doubleheader rained out. A 2-2 count to Wills with Osteen on first base. Nobody out here in the 7th inning. Now the pitch to Maury. Swung on a ground ball to Perry. Turns, goes to second for 1. The first base double play. So Wills drops it right back to the pitcher, and Perry starts the double play. So 2 down now, and Manny Mota coming up. Maury hitting it right back to the box. The Dodgers gambled that Wills could get a base hit or advance Osteen without going to the bunt. And Maury hit it sharply, but right back to the pitcher. All right, Manny Mota coming up now, has a triple to right, grounded out and grounded out again. So he's 1 for 3 with a run batted in. Willie Crawford on deck. We're in the 7th inning, and Perry, since the first inning, has been an entirely different pitcher. He was not really hit hard in the first inning, but the ball was dropping in for the Dodgers in a good spot. Now here's the look of the pitch to Mota, taken low for a ball. Wills opened the game with an infield hit to shortstop. Lanier had to come way in the hole for it. Then Mota hit one just inside the right field line, a triple. And after a ground out on the walk, Gabe singled to right field on the ground, and Haller singled up the middle on the ground. Here's the pitch, a curve strike, 1-1. So actually the Dodgers were not really wearing him out, but the ball was finding the holes there in that first inning. The Dodgers picked up 3, and the Giants come back with 4. And now Perry has been an entirely different pitcher. It's a bouncing ball to third, foul ball. 32,560 for the game today. This is the largest crowd of the series and the largest crowd in several years the Dodgers have played to in Candlestick Park. So a big turnout today for the game. Used to be a sellout all the time, but for the last couple of years, not so. All right, here's the pitch to Mota. Swung and it bounced over the mound in front of second base. Lanier comes in, bare hand play. Big play, got it. Oh. That was a super play by Lanier. He fielded the ball with the bare hand on a high bounce and threw in one motion to get Mota and retire the side. No runs, no hits. 1 error, none left in the score at the end of 6 1/2 innings. San Francisco 4 and Los Angeles 3.
I'm Bob Hope. For 18 years, Radio Free Europe has been providing the people of Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Poland, and Romania with an alternative to the propaganda of the rigidly controlled communist press and radio. RFE has become a voice of democratic opposition for these millions of East Europeans who have been denied the right to freedom of expression by their communist rulers. The people of East Europe believe in RFE and rely on it as a trusted friend, as well as their principal source of true and unbiased information. They look upon RFE as their own station. Today, the East Europeans turn to RFE more than ever for inspiration in their continued efforts toward personal freedom and national independence. Write to Radio Free Europe for more information about current developments in East Europe and the work RFE is doing for the East European people. The address is Radio Free Europe, Box 1969, Mount Vernon, New York. Thank you.
Last half of the 7th inning, a crowd of 32,560 on hand here as Osteen goes to work to Perry, Barnes, and Hunt. And it was Perry who really got things going for the Giants. With a long home run to left center field in the 3rd inning with 2 out, and Osteen breezing along with a 3-0 lead. So Gaylord Perry coming up now, and he made a good fielding play on Wolf's ball back to the box, and he also made a good fielding play on Mota's ball in the 2nd inning. Made a bare hand play on it, and that kept in some further trouble. Osteen's curve is popped up foul, out of play, strike 1. Perry the batter here in the 7th. Curve high for a ball. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Osteen delivers. Curve outside, ball 2, 2-1. Osteen started today 12-7, Perry 11-7, and now the Giants lead 4-3. The margin is the home run by Willie McCovey. Perry a home run. Fastball is in there for a strike, and it is 2-2. The boos in the background are for the Dodger Boosters Club and their banner going through the stands. So the Giant fans get on them a little bit here. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Perry down on strike. Starting off the bottom of the 7th inning. Strike out number 5 for Osteen. Claude had a control lap in the 3rd and 4th innings. And the 2 of the 3 walks that came up then. 1 out, rather a 2-out walk to Bonds in the 3rd and a leadoff walk to Mays in the 4th, and those are both cashed in for runs. All right, here is Bobby Bonds at bat. He walked, stole second, came in to score on an error when Osteen whirled to throw to second base with no one covering on a pickoff maneuver. And Bonds just raced around to score the second run of the game for the Giants. 1-0 pitch. Swung on a big curveball, 1-1. Bonds has struck out twice and walked, has 20 home runs, 49 runs batted in. Brewer and Foster in the Dodger bullpen now as they play on the 7th inning. The Dodgers will have Crawford, Parker, Gabrielson in the 8th. There's a swing and a foul on the ground behind the plate, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 2 strike count now to Bonds. As Osteen delivers, curve inside, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 32,560 out for the game today. Now the 2-2 pitch. Chop foul on the curveball. All right, a 2-2 count. 1 out. Osteen again with a sign from Haller in the pitch. Curve is just outside. Haller started to throw it around. All right, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Curveball swung with a fly ball to left field. Crawford got a late strike, comes in and comes up with it. Boy, he tumbled over and held the ball up in the glove. A great catch by Willie Crawford, who was fooled a moment, might have lost it in the shirt sleeves, and then had to run for it and make the play. So still away, Hunt coming up, and we'll pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
The good son. KTAR.
Here's Hunt at bat. Flied out twice, grounded out. He's 0 for 3, batting .255. Osteen to pitch to Ron Hunt, the Giants' second baseman. Fastball low and inside, ball 1. The Dodgers started with Crawford, Parker, Gabrielson in the 8th inning. Against Perry, who has allowed them nothing since the first inning. Whole big string of zeros. All right, Osteen. Ready again to Hunt. Swung on a drive to left field. Well hit back in the corner. Crawford going for this one, and he hits against the fence. Hunt is around, heads for second base. Crawford brings it back in, and Hunt has a stand-up double, and Mays will be up. So Osteen gets one in the spot for Hunt to drill it against the fence in left field. And Willie Mays will be the batter. He has popped up, walked, and singled. And Osteen has Mays coming up with McCovey to follow. He has an open base, but that's not too much consolation to him. McCovey's only hitting .325, and he has a home run today, his 30th, and he hit it off Osteen in the 4th inning, and that's the margin in the game. It came with Mays on after a walk. So Mays waiting, and Osteen now trying to work to him with Hunt at second base and McCovey due next. Stretch to the look, and the pitch on the way. Fly ball to right field and deep. Back for it goes to Gabrielson. Back to the wall, and he leaps up. Can't get it. Gabrielson is draped off the fence. The runner's in. Mota throws the ball in and goes over to help Gabrielson, who fell against the fence and apparently hurt himself. A long fly ball to right field, and Gabe went up on the fence to catch it and collided with the fence. And he's hurt. Mota retrieved, threw the ball back in, and now the Dodgers race out to see about Gabrielson. It is a long double for Mays to drive in Hunt with a 5th run. And Gabe is flat on his back on the running track out in deep right field. Bill Bueller now with Walter Alston and a couple of the umpires go out from the field. But Gabrielson went high up on the fence with his right arm, trying to brace himself and tried to catch the ball in the glove. He's up on his feet now and apparently all right. But it came sliding down off that wire fence as if he might have hurt his arm on the fence. And the ball rolled away with Mota right there to pick it up and fire it back in. But Mays has a double, and the Giants have another run. And Gabrielson now, shaken up on the play, is standing up out there. and we'll see if he's going to be all right. Haller, who is his closest friend, is all the way out there to see about him now, along with Bueller, Osteen, Mota, and the second base umpire. I think it was Colosi who got out there first. So they're all checking with Gabrielson, who is standing up out in center field. So time here as Osteen yields a long double to Mays after a double by Hunt with 2 outs. So another 2-out episode as far as Osteen is concerned. It came in the third, a 2-out home run by Perry and a walk to Bonds. He stole and then came in on the error. And so now the Giants have added another one on 2-out doubles by Hunt and Mays. Mays gets his second run batted in. They're still working with Gabrielson out there in the outfield. It's hard to tell what he did. Haller now comes walking away. And I think he's going to be all right. Whether he bumped his head or hurt his arm in going up onto the fence. Gabe coming back, and Bueller is still talking with him in deepest right field. Haller and Osteen are coming back together. Mays got that ball up in the jet stream, and it carried all the way to the fence, and Gabe almost caught it. When he collided with the fence, the ball hit above him, and not above him, but at the side of him, and fell back. And Mota came over to pick it up and throw it back in. Gabe now is back in his position in right field, and he was taken up, but he's going to be okay and stay in the game. Bueller is trotting in, but Haller and Osteen have not arrived at the infield as yet. All right, Gabe back in right field. The Giants have scored another 5-3 ball game. After the Dodgers scored 3 in the first inning, the Giants came back with 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 here in the 7th inning. Osteen will stop at the mound and talk to Osteen. And he's looking to the bullpen now with McCovey due up. He might be ready to make a change now here in the 7th inning. So Osteen on his way back is going to bring in Jim Brewer. Osteen will leave. Claude today got off to a good start. He had good stuff in the early innings, although he was not getting the ground out. But then the home run by Perry turned it around for him. When Perry hit the home run, it seemed to distress him. He walked Bonds, who then stole second base, and Claude then threw the second base on a pickoff try with no one there. And that's got a run in. Then a walk to Mays opened the fourth, and McCovey hit a home run. And after that, the Giants were ahead 4-3, and Osteen settled down until now when Hunt and Mays have hit doubles to drive in another run. So Jim Brewer is coming in now to take over for Osteen. Reminded the Dodgers have a great late August, early September schedule, and now is a good time to line up your tickets for those games. The Montreal Expos with Ron Fairley, Rusty Staub, Coco LeBoy, Gary Sutherland. The Phillies with Johnny Callison, Tony Taylor, and William Don Money. And the amazing Mets, headed by one of the league's finest pitchers, Tom Seaver, will all be visiting. Early August games with the Pirates, Cubs, and the Cardinals. Then another homestand starting in late August with the Expos, Phillies, and Mets. And after that, it's the National League West going at each other again through September and October. So take a tip, shop early for all the games at any Dodger ticket office or by mail. The Dodgers, Box 100, Los Angeles, 90051. Osteen worked 7 2/3. Here in the 8th inning, he had 2 outs before he yielded the doubles to Hunt and to Mays. And it was a sprawling stop by Crawford, rather a sliding catch, to take a base hit away from Bonds, or else the Giants would have had another one. Osteen has allowed 8 hits and 5 runs. With McCovey coming up, Brewer ready to go to work. And Davenport is due up next. We'll see if he's going to walk McCovey or pitch to him with first base open. 5-3, Giants lead, final game of the series. The Dodgers won Friday night, but the Giants are doing the damage in the daylight. 14-13 and 5-4 the Giants have won. And now they lead 5-3 as McCovey steps in. Willie is 1 for 3 with a home run in the 4th inning. That gave the Giants the lead 4-3. Foster and Moeller in the Dodger bullpen now. They're going to walk McCovey. So McCovey will be purposely walked, and Davenport will be the hitter. Here's ball 3 down to McCovey. And now ball 4. So McCovey draws a walk. If the Dodgers lose, they will drop out of first place 1 game behind Atlanta and will be 1 percentage point ahead of the Giants. As the Braves have won their game in San Diego 10-0. Davenport at bat with 2 on, 2 out, and a run in. Mays at second, McCovey at first. Davenport today walked, rounded out twice to Sudeikis. Facing Jim Brewer here in the 7th inning. A swing and a miss. Strike 1. 5-3, Giants lead. Jim Brewer working. Again, the look, and here's the pitch. Low for ball. 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball game in the 7th inning. All right, a 1-1 count. Brewer to Davenport again. Screwball, fly ball to center. Mota coming up and has it, and the side retires. So Davenport flies to center. The Giants go to a 1 run on 2 hits. Lead 1 and through 7. The score, the Giants 5 and the Dodgers 3.
Look up for the finest when you travel the West. Look up to 76. Keep your eye on the number like the pop of the rest. Look up to 76.
Look up to 76 for Royal 76 Premium. Blended from the same components the champions get in Royal 76 Racing Gasoline. Royal 76 has won more races in the West than any other brand. And what 76 learns from experience at the raceway, they pass on to you in dependability on the freeway. Next time you need a tank full, pull into your Union 76 dealer and top up with Royal 76 Premium.
When you're looking for someone to look after you, look up to 76.
Well, the Dodgers now go to the 8th inning with Crawford, Parker, Gabrielson to appear against Gaylord Perry, who since the first inning has really been something else. And Crawford has gone 0 for 3, struck out once, grounded out twice. So Willie at bat here in the 8th. The Dodgers got 3 in the first. The Giants have 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and 1 in the 7th. Doubles by Hunt and Mays. Here's the pitch on the way. Swung at a high pop fly, foul. Down the right field line will be out of play. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. That one hit the stands and bounced on the playing field, and Bobby Bonds will throw it back to the bullpen. Strike 1 count. Crawford waiting. Perry all set. Into the windup now, and the pitch on the way. Bounce toward first base, and it's a foul ball. Foul ball. McCovey had the ball and stepped on the bag. Strike 2 to Crawford. Dodgers still on the road on Thursday. They go to Chicago for a 4-game series. 4 in Pittsburgh and 4 in St. Louis. So they have 4-game stands everywhere they go on this trip, except the first 3 games were in Houston. High Crawford waiting. Strike 2, the pitch. Swung on him. This strike 3. Good sinker. And down goes Crawford. 5 strikeouts for Perry. And here's Parker. Walked, grounded out, struck out. Gaylord Perry, big right-hander for the San Francisco Giants. An 11-7 record on the year. It's a strike to Parker, 0-1. Oh, and he slides it down behind second base. Pushed the ball back to Hunt, who then relayed to first base for the double play to retire the side. That was a good play on a ball that appeared to be going through the middle. Dodgers are out in the 8th inning. The Giants are making the plays, and the score through 7.5 innings. The Giants 5, and the Dodgers have 3. But you know, every once in a while, believe it or not, someone still comes up to me and says, listen, can you really tell one beer from another? Knowing, of course, that Bergie is one of our sponsors. So what I say is, taste Bergie yourself. You're the one who has to decide about Bergie. You're the one who's got to taste Bergie's difference. And that's why I say to you, taste Bergie and find out how comfortable a beer can be. Bergie, brewed with soft water to make it the comfortable beer.
A bright day, so comfortable, just right for a comfortable beer. A bright day, Bergie day, it's a comfortable time in the beer.
Last half of the 8th inning now with Henderson, Lanier, and Barton coming on. And Jim Brewer ready to work to Henderson. Had an infield hit in the 6th inning. Bounced it off Sudeikis' catch. Here's the pitch on the way. Swung on and foul tip for a strike. 0-1. 0-1 is the count to Henderson. The last half of the 8th inning. Now the windup by Brewer and the pitch on the way. Pointed in the air, foul. Back to the backstop and over the backstop into the stand. Strike 2 to Henderson. So the Giants have turned the Dodgers back at every turn now with some fine defensive plays. After the Dodgers scored 3 in the 1st inning, that's all they've been able to manage. And Perry got out of that scrape with the bases loaded with 1 out after 3 runs were in. Brewer's pitch is high for a ball, and the count is 1-2. Then the Giants went to work with the long ball. Perry a home run, McCovey a home run, and doubles by Hunt and Mays. Now Brewer to the windup and the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Henderson is down on strike. So Brewer gets a strikeout, and the batter will be Lanier. All right, Lanier coming up has popped up, singled, and fouled out. We're in the 8th inning. Screwball for a strike in there, 0-1. 0-1 the count to Lanier. On the mound, Jim Brewer checking a sign. Now to the windup and the pitch on the way. Up and away, ball 1. 1-1. A screwball that time to miss. In the 9th, the Dodgers have Haller, Sudeikis, and Sizemore. And they trail by 2 to the Giants. Here's the pitch to Lanier. Fouled away as he checked his swing. 1-2 to Lanier. The Atlanta Braves won their game today. And if the Dodgers drop this one, the Braves move into first place by a game. Don Drysdale is getting him some work in the Dodger bullpen. Pitch is high for a ball in the count. 2-2 now to Lanier. Two balls and 2 strikes. Jim Brewer ready, delivers. Up high for a ball, and the count goes 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Brewer delivers. Screwball, a bouncing ball wide to third and in the hole to left field for a base hit. So Lanier is on, bouncing one just between Sudeikis and Wills. A single to left. And it brings up Bob Barton. Barton has a bunt single back in the 4th inning. So Lanier grounds a single to left field. Now the look and the pitch. Barton takes inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strike. Osteen worked 7 2/3, allowed 5 runs and 8 hits. Brewer has allowed 1 hit. Came on to work in the 7th inning after doubles by Hunt and Mays. Runner going, and the pitch is fouled away. So the count to Barton goes to 1-1. The Dodgers do not come back to Candlestick Park until September. '19th, 20th, and 21st. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on at first base in the last half of the 8th inning. Brewer throws to first base, not in time to get Lanier. Okay, Barton backs out. And the Brewers cut the pitch. And again a throw to first base, not in time. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Pitch inside to Barton, ball 2, 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Lanier off first base, and Brewer working as the catcher, Bob Barton, and the pitch on the way. Fly ball into left center field. Mota, who was in right center, has to come fast and can't get it. The ball bounces by. Here is Lanier at second, heading for third, around third, headed for the plate, a high relay throw, and to the plate, not in time. The ball bounces away from Haller, away from Brewer, and to third base goes Barton. The Giants lead 6-3, and the Dodgers have a tough time handling that ball, and then made a poor relay. So Barton doubles, and Mota, who was playing in right center, tried to come back into left center and couldn't get to the ball. Lanier scores, and when the throw-in gets away, Barton winds up at third base. It is 6-3. The Giants lead. It is an error on Sizemore, whose throw got away at the plate. So Sizemore handled the relay throw, which was thrown by Crawford over Wills and backed up by Sizemore. So the Dodgers misplayed that one. And now Perry will be the batter with a runner at third base. 1 out, and Perry up now. The Dodgers bring the infield up. Here's Brewer's wind-up and pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, strike 1. So Barton doubles to get a run batted in. The Giants now have pulled off to a 3-run lead. The Dodgers haven't played this game too sharply today. Now the look cam, the 0-1 pitch. Popped up foul out of play, and it is strike 2 to Gaylord Perry with Bobby Bonds on deck. Single by Lanier to the left side, and then the double by Barton. Manny Mota almost backhanded the ball, as he had to come way back into left center field to catch it. And it got under his glove as he made a dive at it. Then Willie Crawford picked it up and threw high over Wills, and then Sizemore's relay was high. Swing and a miss on a screwball, and Perry strikes out. 2 outs, 2 strikeouts, and the batter now will be Bobby Bonds, and Perry gets a hand as he goes back toward the dugout. Bonds is hit by a pitch ball on the left elbow. So Bonds hit by a pitch, throws his helmet down, and is saying something to, well, he looked like he was going to say something to Brewer. Bonds slammed his helmet down and looking out toward Brewer. I don't know whether he said anything or not, but he was a little upset. Still glancing over there as he walks toward first base, and Wills now gets down to talk to Brewer as Bonds is plunked on the left elbow by Brewer's breaking pitch. So Brewer hits Bonds around the left elbow. Ron Hunt will be the batter. Runners at first and third now for the Giants here in the 8th inning. And Leo Hughes, the trainer, Clyde King, the manager, out looking at Bonds in his arm as he stands at first base. King talking to Bonds. Bobby was a little upset at Brewer, I believe. He looked out there. I don't know whether he said anything, but he kept looking. All right, Hunt goes back, and now Ron, who was at home plate, went back to the dugout and now comes walking back toward the plate. Mays on deck. The last half of the 8th inning, and it is 6-3, the Giants lead. So Bonds on, hit by a pitch ball. And here's Hunt at bat. He doubled with 2 out in the 7th inning and then came home on Mays' double. So Brewer working here in the 8th inning. A run in and 2 men on base. Giants 6, Dodgers 3. All right, Brewer working to Hunt. He's right in on top of the plate. Pitch on the way. Swung on a miss. A screw ball. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. 0-1 is the reading. Now the pitch. Runner going foul, out of play. Strike 2. Bonds coming back to first base now. Strike 2 count. Ball game in the bottom of the 8th inning here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. Oh, 0-2. Now again, Brewer ready, and the pitch to Hunt. Low inside with a curve, and he had to jump over it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A 1-2 count. Here's a curve high for a ball, and the count goes 2-2. All right, it is a 2-2 count as Brewer pitches to Hunt. Bonds going, and it's outside. Throw is through to center field. Right through Sidemore's leg. In comes Martin to score, and Bonds takes third. As Haller's throw on a bounce went through Sizemore and on into center field. So Bonds steals the base, his second, and Haller draws an error, and it allows the run to come in. So the Dodgers are really playing it loose today now and have given the Giants a 7-3 lead. Stolen base for Bonds, his second, and the error allows Barton to score as Haller threw to second base, trying to get Bonds going. Barton was not moving off third till the ball got under Sizemore and bounced on through into center field. Pitch to Hunt, and it's high. Ball 4, he walking. So Brewer is struggling here in the 8th inning. Well, the Dodgers are coming up to the All-Star break, and the way it's been going in the last few innings, they need to rest a little bit. So they're, auspicious finish to this ball game in this series. Here's Willie Mays at bat. And the pitch to Willie, ball 1. Two men on, 2 runs in. Giants 7, Dodgers 3. Brewers pitch. Swung on a ground ball to short. Wills up with it down to second in time, and the side is retired. But the Giants had 2 more on 2 hits, 2 errors, and had 2 left. So the score through 7.5 innings of play, the Giants 7 and the Dodgers have 3.
Needless to say, baseball is a California state fair.
All right, let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
The Big Sun. KPAR-C.
All right, to the 9th inning, and Tom Haller will start it off in a 7-3 ball game now as Gaylord Perry, after the first inning, has settled down and pitched quite a ball game, and the Giants have come from behind and now well out in front, 7-3 as Haller waits. Foul ball right back to the screen, strike 1. Final score, the Cubs beat the Phillies 6-1 to sweep a doubleheader. Selma the winner and champion the loser. Meanwhile, the Mets lost the first game of a doubleheader, and they're winning the second game 2-1 in the 8th at Montreal. Haller fouls it away, strike 2. 0-2 the count. Now the 0-2 pitch. Haller hits a pop foul off third base. It'll carry out of play. So it is still strike two to Tom Haller as we play now in the ninth inning. Haller, Sudeikis, and Sizemore. The Giants with 1 in the 7th and 2 in the 8th. That's what they had 2 in the 3rd and 2 in the 4th. Dodgers got 3 in the first inning. We're in the 9th now. Haller waiting. Perry's pitch. Off speed outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Haller in the first inning had a base hit to drive in a run, then grounded out twice. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Now Perry ready and the pitch on the way. Haller takes again. Ball 2, 2-2. Final game of the 4-game series here at Candlestick. The Dodgers stand 2-3 before today in Candlestick and 4-7 with the Giants on the year. The Giants took 3 out of 4 last weekend, trying to do the same thing this weekend. Ball 3 to Haller. 3-2. The Dodgers got down 4-3 and then gave up an easy run in the 7th inning. One of those 2 doubles with 2 outs, and 2 easy runs on the 8th of the Giants. A swing and a miss. Haller down on strike. So Perry gets his 6th strikeout. And Bill Sudeikis will be the batter. He's walked, struck out, and grounded out. All right, Sudeikis coming up. Pitch on the way to Bill is over for a strike, 0-1. A lot of the folks now filing toward the exits here at Candlestick Park. 0-1 the count. Sudeikis now backs out, the dust swirling around at home plate. 0-1 is the count. A swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Bill Sudeikis. Now the pitch on the way. Billy hits the foul back upstairs. Now Perry to the windup, and his pitch fouled away. Still strike 2. 0-2 the count. Bill Sudeikis waiting. Perry into the windup, and the pitch to Bill. Foul back over the screen, and the count stays strike 2. Perry yielded 3 runs in the first inning, and that is all the Dodgers have been able to scrape up. They've had only 2 hits since the first. One of those came in the 2nd, one in the 8th. Now the windup, and the pitch on the way. Popped up on the first base side. Down the line comes McCovey and makes the catch. 2 away now. Sudeikis pops up to McCovey. Teddy Sizemore at bat. Flied out, struck out, fouled out. So 2 down in the 9th inning. And Gaylord Perry just a step or 2 away from his 12th win. Trying to pin the 8th loss on Osteen. All right. Sizemore in there. Now the pitch to Ted. Strike on a fastball, 0-1. Gaylord Perry, who started the Giants in the scoring column with a home run. Now pitching to Sizemore. A little low for a ball, 1-1. Jimmy Lefevre out on deck to bat for Brewer. Should Sizemore keep it alive. 1-1 pitch. Foul back out of play. Upstairs, strike 2. 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to Sizemore. Now the pitch on the way. Ground ball to the right side near second. Hunt there, scoops up, and the ball's over. The Giants can 3 out of 4 for the Dodgers at Candlestick Park. We'll be back with the final totals in a moment, right after this message. 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
These guys are careful about risk. It's their job to take every possible precaution.
1.8 psi, Kevin, and the oxygen is go.
Why take chances you don't have to? Yet that's what you're doing every day. You don't know cancer's warning signals.
RCS is okay.
Like hoarseness or cough. Like a lump or a thickening in the body. Or a change in a wart or mole. Or indigestion or difficulty in swallowing. It makes sense to know cancer's 7 warning signals. For a free list of the warning signals, contact your American Cancer Society.
Here at Candlestick Park, the crowd filing out. The 4th game of the series is over, and the Giants have won it 7-3. 7 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors for San Francisco. 3 runs, 6 hits, and 3 errors for the Dodgers. The Dodgers scored 3 runs in the first inning, and then Gaylord Perry turned it around and blanked the Dodgers the rest of the way on just 2 hits. Meanwhile, the Giants picked up 2 runs in the 3rd inning, 2 more in the 4th inning, 1 in the 7th, and 2 more in the 8th inning to wrap it up with a final score of 7-3. For Perry, the winner, he now has a record of 12-7, and for Osteen, the loser, he now goes to a 12-8 record. As we come to the All-Star break, the Atlanta Braves are in first place by 1 game over the Dodgers, who are 1 percentage point over the Giants. So that's quite a race that we have going now. Once again, the final score of the game, the Giants 7, the Dodgers 3. Now, this is Jerry Doggett for Vin Scully, inviting you to stay tuned for the postgame show coming right up.
You've been listening to Dodger Baseball, brought to you by your Union 76 dealer, who invites you to fill up with Royal 76 Premium, the gasoline for today's kind of driving. By Farmer John Meat, easternmost in quality, westernmost in flavor. And by Bertie, the comfortable beer. Stay tuned now for the postgame show, coming up next.
This is Gary Merrill. You can close your eyes and get some idea of what it's like to be blind. You can cover your ears and enter for a moment the silent world of the deaf. But it would take more imagination than most of us possess to know how it feels to have cerebral palsy. Guttural speech, it's there. And most people can't understand what you're trying to say. A lopsided walk, a grin that you can't control, a twitching of the hands and arms that you wish you could stop. This is what it's like to have cerebral palsy. And all because of an injury to the brain, one that occurred before birth or during it. And inside, there's a person wanting to be heard, to be understood. This is me. I'm somebody. I like to read. I want to learn. Don't look at the shell. Try to reach me. The mother, the father, they understand, but they need you. Think about it this way. You help a whole family when you give to United Cerebral Palsy.
The good son. G-T-A-R-C.
The Dodger postgame show, brought to you by 21 West. The restaurant where sportsmen meet, just a drag butt off Central at 21 West Osborne. And by your local Arizona Toyota dealer. See you soon for America's lowest price tag top, the Toyota Corona.
Get your hands on a Toyota, you'll never let go.
I think the Dodgers would welcome the All-Star break. It has come at just about the right time for them. They have not been playing good baseball of late. Some of their defeats lately have been on the bad side, where they have squandered leads and late in the game. You might remember that they scored 7 times to chase Don Wilson in Houston, led 7-2, and yet they lost that game 10-7. In the first game of the series here at Candlestick, the Dodgers were leading 13-11 very late in the ball game, yet they lost that game 14-13. They led yesterday 3-1. The Giants came from behind to beat them. The Dodgers led 3-0 today, and the Giants came from behind to beat them. So the ball club could use some time off, and fortunately for them, that's exactly what they've got. They don't play again until Thursday against the Chicago Cubs when they open up, and it looks like Bill Singer will start that. For the Dodgers today, they got 3 runs in the first inning. Gaylord Perry was on the ropes. Ray Sadecki was warming up in the bullpen. Meanwhile, 2 Americans had landed on the moon. And after that exciting first inning and those exciting reports from Apollo 11, why, the Dodgers were not heard from again, and it was all Giants. First, Perry hit a home run. Bonds walked. Osteen tried to pick him off and threw it away for the second run. McCovey hit a 2-run home run. They added a 5th run and then 2 more in the 8th inning to win handily 7-3. The Giants have now won 8 out of 12 from the Dodgers. They have won 4 of 6 played here at Candlestick. The Braves won their game handily against San Diego. They beat the Padres 10-0. So at this halfway point, although it's really more than that as far as games played, but at the All-Star break, the Braves are in first place. The Dodgers are in second place, trailing by a game, and they are percentage points ahead of the third place Giants. So it looks like a tremendous finish in the Western Division of the National League, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you when the Dodgers open up their homestand on beginning August the 5th. We'll get to our guest, Mr. Gaylord Perry from North Carolina, and Jerry will be chatting with him on a big day right after this message.
The Dodgers of 1969 may go all the way. There's a brand new ball game in Phoenix, 1969 too, at least when it comes to fine dining. It's 21 West, the brand new eating place at 21 West Osborne, where every meal is a real winner, and where the friendly folks are real sports-minded and interested in good conversation. How about lunch with the better half one day this week? 21 West offers a wide assortment of hearty sandwiches starting at just 75 cents, or salads for the Weight Watchers from just $1.25. Lunchtime can be fun time when you spend it at 21 West, but you say you'd rather spend a quiet evening with dinner and good company? Well, 21 West is the place for you. Stay through dinner, enjoy steak, prime rib, or a selection from the brand new Italian food menu. Get a complimentary decanter of Van Rosé with each Italian dinner. Bring your date for a great evening. Ruby Glass and Paul Iron provide great music for listening and for dancing. So come on in, noontime, toddy time, or dinner time. Come to 21 West, 21 West Osborne, just a drag bus off Central.
Well, thank you very much, Ed. Well, Gaylord, first of all, I don't know whether you want to talk about pitching or hitting. Do you have a choice?
Well, when it takes about 7 years before you get your first big league home run, let's talk about it a minute.
All right, fine.
I hit it and turned the winner around to left side. It kind of surprised me that I hit it as well, but I was looking for the fastball, and I got it where it is the only place I can hit it is up. They don't pitch the country boy high. That's where he pitches.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've been playing on those cornfields for a long time before you got here. You kind of drove a few of them, I guess.
Yes, I did. I first started out being a third baseman. I hit the ball well. Then I got in high school, and my brother was pitching, and they needed some help when I got in the playoffs. And I used to throw the ball hard to first base. So give me a try, and I threw the ball hard, and had some luck at it. So I stayed with pitching from then on, and then they started throwing me the curve. I stayed with pitching.
That's right. Well, now let's find out a little bit more about the home run, because it went out of here in left center field. Oh, it must have measured 375 or 380 where it went out, and went over there pretty good, didn't it?
Yes, it did, and it's when the wind's blowing, it's kind of hard to hit them out of left. So that's why I was surprised that it went out there, Jerry. But I take it, like I said, it just goes over. It goes way out. It counts the same.
You know, when it left the bat, though, I had a feeling that it was going. It really looked like. Didn't you have the same feeling?
Well, that's as hard as I can swing. If I didn't get enough driving, I wasn't going to hit one.
That's it. What did you do? Did you kind of stop and admire a little bit, or just keep on trotting? You never practiced that home run trot much.
No, I just knew I hit the ball good, and I looked at it, and it was pretty high, and I was just hoping that the wind wouldn't hold it up. I've seen it many ones, Mays hit and Hart and Davenport hit out that way, and the wind just hold them up, and the fielder kept them against the fence. I was just hoping he wouldn't catch it.
Have you ever come close before?
Yes, I've hit some in Wrigley Field against the fence in right center and left center, but never got the altitude that one got.
Your batting average was 100 when you hit that one. Are you a pretty good hitting pitcher, seriously?
Well, I was a couple of years ago. Clyde this year has started out working where his starting pitchers hit the day before his pitches and also the day he pitches to try to improve our hitting. We had a terrible year last year, all of us.
Yes.
And Matterfield was a very good hitter, but he didn't have a good year last year. So we're working at this, and this is what it takes. Like if you're a bad fielder, you work at fielding, and if you hang that curveball, you got to work on your curveball. So he's given us an extra chance to hit this year, and you know that really gave us a little extra there. We was 3-0. I hit the home run, and then we got another run that in, so it kind of toughed us up. We've been playing good ball, and everybody's been picking up everybody. So when they got that 3 runs that inning, I came in, and Dave Marshall said, "Look, hold them right there. We're going to get them," and that's what happened.
You know, it looked like the home run you hit shook Osteen a little bit because, as you say, he came back and walked Bonds. He walked Mays in the next inning before McCovey hit one. So I would think it would be a little distracting, wouldn't it?
I would say so. To a pitcher like Osteen, who very seldom gives up a home run, I'm sure. I know I give up a lot more home runs than he does, and I would say this kind of maybe shook him up a little bit because he's not that type of pitcher to give up a home run like that.
We're visiting with Gaylord pitcher, Perry, the pitcher for the Giants. We'll have more Dodgers scoreboard right after this message.
In days gone by, the gang used to gather around after a game to hash over the exciting moments they'd just seen or heard, have a cool drink, a fine meal, and lots of good company. Well, the good old days may be gone, but today, sports still hold the same thrills and excitement. And there's still a place to go for good food and conversation. 21 West, where the food is really a winner and the talk is all sports. 21 West offering the very finest in steaks, prime ribs, spaghetti, and chicken cacciatore. At 21 West, you get a complimentary decanter of Van Rosé with every Italian dinner. For daytime sports fans, 21 West has a sandwich table fit for a king or a queen. Try the silhouette. $1.45. It's a meal in itself. Royal ground beef served with cottage cheese, tomato wedge, and hard-boiled eggs. Have lunch at 21 West tomorrow and find out for yourself that truly good food does not have to strip your wallet bare. Evening entertainment features Ruby Glass and Paul Iron. Great music, good food, good company, pleasant surroundings, and people who are as interested in sports as you are. 21 West Osborne, just a drag run off Central.
Today, the Giants beat the Dodgers 7-3. Winning pitcher Gaylord Perry is our guest. Well, Gaylord, we're talked enough about hitting now. We'll talk about pitching because you really pitched a great ball game, especially after you get out of the first inning.
Well, that first inning was a very difficult inning for me, and I go back over my career, Jerry, and I have had terrible first and second innings. I've started the last 3 years, Larry Johnson, our pitching coach, even has had me taking a little pepper. You might have saw me today taking a little pepper before I warm up 20 minutes. And really be ready for that first inning. I thought I was throwing the ball well that first inning, but they didn't hit the ball that hard, but they still count base hits, and they count those 3 runs earned out there. So after that, I think I started throwing the ball a little better, and my breaking pitch, I mixed them in a lot better. And that's what you got to do out here. You got to pitch. Now that the umpires have left me alone, Jerry, I can go back pitching and concentrating and not be disturbed.
Now let's find out about the umpires leaving you alone. They haven't said anything about the country clinker to you, then, have they?
No, about the last 5 appearances, they haven't bothered me at all, and I'm very grateful for this. They didn't find anything when they were harassing me out there, so I was very disturbed one game when Chris Patafudis just kept on every inning. Every time I'd walk out there to the mound and leave the mound, he was on me. I'm sure he didn't mean anything personal, but it did kind of disturb me there, and I got beat that game, and we got a lot of runs. I think we got about 6-7 runs. So I should have won that game. Every time I started concentrating on how to pitch the hitter away he would come out, and kind of messing up a little bit.
So, you know, today you made a good play, and I think it might have been the turning point in the game after you got out of the first inning. Wills got a base hit to start the second inning. Mota chopped one down off the plate, and you had to play it bare-handed. And had you missed Mota, you might have been in some more trouble.
Well, I've practiced on that play a great deal. I take a lot of infield, Jerry. I know some managers doesn't like for pitchers to go out there, but I feel that some play during one game, a game, I'm going to need that.
Right.
And I've practiced on that play a lot, and it came through for me today.
Apparently, you're a good fielding pitcher because on Will's ball now, you were right there on that, and no hesitation, boom, start the double play.
Yeah, we had to have that double play, but you recall the second base hit Will's, I should have got that ball, so I hesitated, and it was too late.
I see.
And the pitcher I remember, really, I believe it was Bobby Chance, left-handed pitcher for the Cardinals. He used to be a great fielder.
Oh, yeah.
I really admired him, and when you hesitate, I remember him saying this, when you hesitate, you just can't get it.
That's it. Gaylord, thank you very much for the visit, and congratulations on a big win.
Thank you, Jerry.
Fine. Gaylord Perry has been our guest. We'll have more Dodgers scoreboard after this message.
You may have noticed from the date of this game and the comments from Vin and Jerry that this game took place earlier on the same day that our astronauts first landed on the moon with Apollo 11. The rest of this audio recording is from the national radio broadcast of this historic American event.
The Manned Spacecraft Center in Houston. We're awaiting the EVA, extravehicular activity, from the lunar module of Apollo 11. The men have been on the moon now for better than 6 hours, In a matter of minutes, we expect them to open the hatch on their limbs and Armstrong to move out.
They have said as soon as the decompression reaches zero, they will open the hatch. You'll hear them count it down. They were counting down earlier as the pounds per square inch decrease. We can only be a few moments away from the opening of the LEM hatch. Neil Armstrong will be the first man to leave the spacecraft. Aldrin will stand in the doorway and will follow down the ladder about 20 minutes after Armstrong has descended to the lunar surface.
410 to a pound in the cabin.
410.
We're getting close to bingo.
That's right. While the cabin, the decompression of the cabin, why the suit pressure is taking over, providing them with their oxygen. And the 2 hours and 40 minutes of extravehicular activity have already begun, although they have not left the Eagle yet.
As a matter of fact, the clock has been set up at about point 2. Mission Control Center should count down the time on which they should remain on this portable life support system, and that clock now shows 3 minutes, 15 seconds. So, as you mentioned earlier, the EVA actually starts when they go internal on this portable life support system. The lunar module in an almost vertical position, so there should be not too much difficulty getting down that ladder. The real difficulty in maneuvering around in that bulky pressurized spacesuit.
Those were the acrobatics that Armstrong was referring to a few moments ago when he said the acrobatics were about to begin. Maneuvering around in this one quick gravity.
So far, the gravitational difference has caused no problems. In fact, it was it Aldrin or Armstrong that said he found it very easy to move around?
I thought it was Neil Armstrong who had reported that, but he found no difficulty whatsoever. We're only a few moments away from that first historic word, for whatever importance that may have for posterity, but there's been an awful lot of speculation about what Mr. Armstrong might say when he plants his foot on the lunar crust. And that question should be answered pretty soon.
Somebody suggested he might say Socketson.
Several things so laconic. Throughout this whole...
Up on 5 minutes of operation on Neil Armstrong's portable life support system now.
4/10 of a pound per square inch a while ago. I would think that they are getting close to opening the hatch.
Long time to get all the way down, isn't it? Yeah.
Those last few tenths of a pound per square inch are the toughest to get out, just like when you're trying to deflate a rubber life raft and get it into your automobile after you've been to the beach. You squeeze and you squeeze and you squeeze, and that air still floats around in there.
Well, they have to get it all out because that vacuum outside would be very difficult. Well, if they open it inside, the hatch opens outward. Wham.
As a matter of fact, they'll use that pressure aspect to keep the any possible moon bug inside the spacecraft. They'll set up a pressure when they return to the Pacific Ocean.
And then have been on their portable life support system for about 6 minutes. And have been on the surface of the moon for about 6 hours and 15 minutes. That is, still in the lunar module. They have not yet opened the hatch. That should be coming up in a matter of minutes. In the background, comments from Mission Control as ground controllers talk with the lunar module flyers, Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin. But once Neil Armstrong starts out of the hatch, he'll move out backwards, feet first, on his arms and knees, actually crawl down this ladder. And as he takes a couple of steps downward, he'll find a... Well, here we go. See if it'll open now, he says. Waiting.
Open my ICU there with your mind.
We're all very matter of fact about these historic moments in man's history, in all of history. There's been nothing like it since the slime emerged from the sea, took root on the earth. It's very difficult to imagine where these men are right now. Very difficult. As I was saying, once he comes through the door and steps down a couple of ladder steps, you'll find a lanyard that he was told to open up what they call the Mota. Which is actually nothing more than a workbench there where he'll find all of his tools and everything to work with while he's out on the lunar surface. Waiting for word that the hatch has been opened successfully. No communication at this point between...
Unlock, yep.
Unlock. The hatch door is unlocked.
How's it getting up? It'll pop open.
It'll pop open. That's what this gives you air pressure. It's presumed that tens of millions of people are listening right now to the biggest single audience, or what is certainly the biggest single event in man's scientific lifetime.
Get a steady tone in the background. I have a Barry. Barry. I've got a little bit of a steady tone. I don't think I hear that.
These are the voices of the two astronauts, astronaut Aldrin and Armstrong, talking to one another on the inside the limb. They've been on their portable life support system now for about 10 minutes. They expect to stay on it for approximately 2 hours and 40 minutes, although they do have a reservoir that could carry them beyond that.
Neil, this is Houston. What's your status on hatch opening? Houston, what's your... everything is go here. We're just waiting for the cabin pressure to bleed to blow enough pressure to open the hatch. It's about 0.1 on our gauge now.
At a lucid tenth of an inch of air. Of course, this is a 10th of a pound of
touch on that thing. Alternative would be to open that one too.
The reason they're waiting...
Neil, this is Houston, over. No, this is Houston. Go ahead, Houston. Roger, we're showing a relatively static pressure on your cabin. Do you think you can open the hatch at this pressure, about 0.12 psi? We're going to try it. Roger.
They'll have to pull this hatch open against this pressure
that will be forcing it back against and any leakage from the street systems or anything whatsoever.
The hatch is coming open.
It's coming open.
So hold it from going close, and I'll get the valve to and I better get up first.
The two-man job. Alden and Armstrong both working on the Eagle hatch.
Hatch reported coming open at 109 hours, 8 minutes, 5 seconds. Clear valve normal. Okay. Correction, 109.07.35. We're up to 4.
The hatch's been open for about a minute now.
The window cleared yet? The water window cleared yet? It was, yeah. Mine hasn't cleared yet. Columbia, this is Houston, over. Columbia, this is Houston. We'd like you to cycle with band in cryohydrogen tank number 1. And LOS behind this orbit is 111-19-31. Correction, make that for the next orbit. You already have the AOS LOS for this orbit. Have the AOS LOS for this.
Mission control and communication with Mike Collins in Columbia.
Roger, time. You want to cycle a fan and cryohydrogen tank 1. Roger, Ed.
Mission control has few responsibilities here. They've got to keep tabs on Mike Collins in Columbia. At the same time, watching the activities of Armstrong and Alden and Eagle as they try to get that hatch door open, and Armstrong prepares to move out onto the deck and down to the moon. But this is an activity they have rehearsed countless times in preparation for this mission. And they are probably so busy doing the things that they have to do that they have had little or no time to consider just where they are and register any emotional impact at this point. A little better communication system on the line now. Again, it could be, I suppose, that antenna touching the wall of the LEM or scratching the surface, inside surface of the LEM as it did earlier as they maneuver about in this 1/6 gravity, getting the latch door open. No assurance that that's the situation, but
Sounds like a real good guess, Gene. The other day when they were demonstrating these radios for us here at the Manned Spacecraft Center, they had the similar problem, I believe, every time the antennas touched metal or something.
Well, I imagine, even though Armstrong said that they can move around easily, I would imagine that's a comparative term. Certainly, anybody who has done much swimming underwater knows that you would say, well, yes, you can get around, but there's still some exertion and some lack of coordination that might make this effort of getting the hatch door open just take a little longer than opening the front door to your house.
Any moment now, we should have a report that astronaut Neil Armstrong has moved out of the hatch and started outside.
When these men work, they don't think too much about telling the rest of the world what they're doing while they're doing it.
No, this is a time to make sure everything is perfect. Think ahead.
Absolutely. They can't be
They've
finished.
been on the PLSS now for 16 and a half minutes.
PLSS is a portable live support system.
Columbia, this is Houston. We show you near the high gain antenna span limit. When you lose lock on us, we request Omni Delta. When you lose lock, over. Delta. Delta when you lose.
Listening to these.
Roger, Omni Delta.
Listening to these transmissions, you hear echoes, and that's relaying the, we're 8 minutes away from loss of signal on Columbia. This is Jack Valley and Mission Control. Again, Columbia is the radio code name for the command ship, which is still in lunar orbit with Mike Collins.
Okay, my wind is cleared. I'm going to go to... I might cool it up a little bit. Okay, my wind is clear.
Those the lunar module flyers now. Well, they can see outside of their spaces.
All RCU windows are clear.
They're getting ready to turn the coolant up a little bit.
Circuit is 4243.
Each astronaut's going to jump.
FN pressure light, a AF light, and an ECF light.
Down, we got a water separator light.
Water,
I'll check. All right. They're reading the warning lights that are on the communication
I'll
pack
let
in
you
front of
come
them.
down one bit of paper, you'll let it go by call secondary.
Each astronaut can adjust the temperature of his own suit to accommodate
Armstrong suit pressure 4 points. It's cooling now. Yes.
Huh? The suit pressure.
Okay. I call pump secondary circuit breaker open. So I can see this.
Feel the two pilots check in
The wing is this way. They're going further. Cabin fan 1 is, yeah, okay. Take it. What's open? Verified. Okay. Not stage radar circulation is open. Look at head on it. I'll get it. Okay, let's push the antenna.
Alden and Armstrong talking to each other as they check out their life support system. Portable life support system.
Hey, let's go down and get the move. Hey, antenna's out. Hey. Okay, now we're ready to hook up the LEC here.
LEC is a lunar equipment conveyor. He is outside of the hatch. He's ready to hook that up. That conveyor is the method by which they will lower equipment from the lens to the moon surface and get it back.
I think you go down. They would not twist down. Put the bag out this way. That's even.
Take it from this conversation, we have to believe he's outside. Standing on the deck.
Okay, now we need to hook this. Move that up there. Okay, your visor. Okay, your back is up against the bridge. Right now it's on top of the disc. Forward and up. Now you're clear. Over toward me. Stay down. To your left a little bit. Plenty of room. Get your lined up nicely. Toward me a little bit. Down. Okay, now you're clear. It's catching the first hand problem. So what is it? All right, move. Here, roll to the left. Okay, now you're clear. Line up on the platform. Put your left foot to the right a little bit. Okay, that's good.
Aldrin talking to Armstrong.
All left. Good. Okay, now I'm going to check temperature. Okay, that's quite cleared away. Hold to the right a little. There, even. That's okay. That's good. Got plenty of room to your left. It's so close on the back. How am I doing? You're doing fine.